My friend, I have a question for you. What if you had the power to inspire, influence, and connect with any audience you wanted to?
So awesome to have something tangible that you see results from, that you get not just for yourself, but coming from others to me. That meant the world. Something that happened was life-changing.
Hang on for the ride and show up intentional because God's got something in store for you.
I want to learn how to speak from this woman who acts like being Christian actually makes a difference. It's going to change your life if you let it. So let it change your life! Summer was able to help me with the nuances, the fine-tuning. It really took my speaking ability, my level of skill to the next level. And so, don't you want to level up with us? Come out and play.
It's just been absolutely amazing. And so I look forward to seeing you be a part of Master Your Voice.
And just in the short couple months that I have actually been working with Summer, it's been a life changer. It's been a complete game changer for me.
Because it is time for you to step into your purpose with Christ. Let's do that together.
I just know this is going to bless people. Summer showed me how to walk out of fear and into faith, and now I walk in my calls, being on stages and founding organizations, something I never thought I would do. Thank you, Summer.
Gone are the days of audiences that are fidgeting or talking or constantly checking their phone while you're on stage. We're going to make you an in-demand hot speaker that people cannot take their eyes off of.
Summer is actually, she is the real deal.
It is time for you and me to link shields of faith, my friend. The other thing you guys do not want to miss out on is this incredible community of women. I know a lot of people struggle with relationships in life. A lot of people struggle with having true friendships. And here, I just love watching how the women truly love on each other. They truly look out for each other, and they build lifelong relationships that I know women are taking into their next chapter of life together, so that they truly have support and have a place where they can feel safe in this world.
I joined Master Your Voice because I've always known that I've had a call to speak, and this was the time in my life where I knew I was ready, but I knew I needed help. And so God, in His goodness, placed Summer in my life right at the right time, and I'm so glad He did, because I'm building up through her training the confidence, the encouragement, and the specifics to improve what I know I need to be able to be effective to spread God's love and His word to His people.
I used to walk in a lot of hiddenness and fear, and Summer has helped me to accomplish dreams that would have taken years to do without her, as well as step into a whole other level of boldness and confidence.
I love it and encourage anyone to just find their own voice and learn to speak it with confidence, like I've learned with Summer Day.
Summer has created a safe place to have fun, growing, and learning to communicate well with excellence and boldness.
I feel like I've needed to learn to use my voice more. And as a coach, I want to learn how to come across to people, and she taught that very well.
Make sure that you sit forward and pay attention and take lots of notes, because this is going to rock your world.
You gotta get out of that fear. You gotta stop letting that fear stop you, because once you stop letting that fear stop you and you walk into that faith, then God can do so much. He can open so many doors. He can elevate you to a level that you would never even think that you could possibly be there. Billionaire Grant Cardone actually says that speaking confidently in public is one of the keys to creating success in your life. And the very well-known Warren Buffett says that public speaking is the #1 asset for anyone to acquire. Everything? Yes! 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 I'm alive! Let's do this! Let's go, guys!
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning, Kingdom Speakers. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Emmy. Good morning, Steve. Drop in the chat where you're watching from, if you're watching the replay, and drop if it's day 2 for you. Put day 2 if it's day 2 for you. If you weren't here yesterday, put day 1. Put it's day 1 for me. And welcome to people who are on day 1. All right, I see. Good morning, Steve. Pam's day 2. We've got Damascus, Oregon, day 2, day 2, day 2, day 2. Good morning, Bonnie. Good morning, Minnesota, day 2. Hi, Denise. Glad that you're here. Welcome, 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 my friends. Well, if you were here yesterday, I forgot to pray when we started. So I'm going to do that and pray when we get started. I'm really excited right now, actually. I'm going to a business conference next week, and I just found out, well, actually, the last time that I went to this business conference a couple months ago, it was really special. I got to unexpectedly lead this young businessman to the Lord, and in a matter of 3 days, led him to Lord, deliverance, and then we baptized him. And I just got off the phone with him, and I said, I am going to literally tell people this on a Zoom here in a little bit. I just found out he just baptized his girlfriend in a pool, who the mom had been praying 8 years for her daughter to come to Jesus. So awesome. So I'm a little fiery here right now. I'm so excited. So Father, we just turn this time over to you. We just thank you that you are moving, Lord. I just felt like when I got to talk to him, I'm like, all right, Lord, why did you have that call happen just right before this Master Your Voice Challenge this morning, Lord? So we just ask you to be here, have your way in our hearts, Lord. Let us learn speaker training today, Father. Let us crush fear today. Let us learn structure today and how to create a signature talk that'll move audiences, Lord. And also, let's hear from you today. Let us grow deeper in our connection with you, our relationship to you, a connection with the calling that you have for us, the almost set apart, unique microphone and message that you have for every person here, Lord. I really believe that you've brought them here, whether they were on our email list or they saw a Facebook ad, because they know that they're called to be a speaker, Father. So let just touch every single one of your people today. Give them a God wink that you're in the right place at the right time, and give them confirmation that you really do want to use their voice to transform lives and have a ripple effect that they can't even imagine. In Jesus' name, amen. If you only hear one thing from me today, that's what I want you to hear. I want you to hear that God has a ripple effect for you that you can't even imagine. I didn't imagine that I would lead someone to the Lord at a business conference with literally there are billionaires there, you guys. And people saying, well, our company did 300 million last year and we're looking to double that this year. I mean, just it was quite a impressive room to be in. And hearing the ripple effect, hearing that he baptized his girlfriend, who's a prodigal. And so I feel like also I just want to talk to, if there's any of you and you're waiting on a prodigal, here's another message that I'm going to go Facebook Live and share later. If you're waiting for a prodigal, go be, what do I want to call it? Go be a catalyst for someone else's prodigal. Go ask the Lord to use you to bring somebody else's prodigal to Jesus. That's my message today. Okay, it's not church today. But for those of you who weren't here yesterday on Summer Day, hello, Summer Day, all day, every day. And I gave a big background of myself yesterday that I'm not going to do today. Although I do want to just let you guys know kind of what you're in for. If you didn't watch yesterday, we really were crushing any fears or limiting beliefs holding you back from being a speaker, because that is very often the case. And then today we're going to talk about just what I call like the rules of speaking. We're going to be talking about the formula for success. And then I'm going to be teaching you how to be an effective storyteller. And also we kind of touched on this just a little bit. And then a lot last night in VIP was about call to actions, and how to maximize any stages that you get, because I was on stages for a couple of years before I knew how to sort of maximize being on a stage. So I just clicked out of my notes. Actually, speaking of VIP, let's hear from somebody that was in VIP last night. I would love for one of you that was in VIP last night to share. Who got a lot out of VIP last night? Wasn't that amazing with Angel? So she was sharing, like, getting on pod. Tanya's here. I know, Tanya, you got a lot out. Tanya, do you want to share a little bit of what VIP was like for you with Angel and us talking about getting on other people's stages, getting on podcasts? You have a book, and we were talking about how to promote your book, that kind of stuff. You want to share?
Yes, it was powerful. It was beautiful because I was actually praying about podcast, and it was like so great that she came on perfect timing, even with her voice and everything. I was like, wow, what a determined person.
Oh yeah,
And it
she had a scratchy, raspy voice.
Yeah.
She was going to be able to speak. Yeah,
and she still did it. And like my shirt, just do it. And I love that because it gave me like to understand, okay, that I can actually build relationships with other podcasters. I don't have to start my own right away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's going to save me so much time and money and energy and
Yeah.
a lot. So I've been going on Facebook to her and other places to connect with other podcasters, to be on there and share what I do.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of nuggets she gave. So that we're
Nice.
gonna
So
win.
if you only came to this challenge for last night, would it have been worth it for you?
Yes, it is worth it.
So if there are people who still haven't done the ridiculously low price of $39 for VIP, do you think the 39 was just worth last night's session?
Oh yeah, it's cheap. It's worth it. It's so much value that you get. It's going to save you so much time and money and everything. So
Amen. All right, let's drop VIP on Facebook. I did see one lady this morning. Oh, I don't know how you say your name. It starts with an M. She was asking for the VIP link. So grab that, get your VIP, and jump into the VIP Zoom room with us right now. And then you can get the recording of last night. And then we have 2 more sessions. Tanya, thank you for being with us.
Thank
It was
you.
really cool to see what God did with you last night and how it's like, oh my gosh, you're already an author. Like, this is a no-brainer for you to get on podcasts.
Yeah.
Great to have you with us. All right. And then we gave away some prizes last night. Don't know if you guys saw, we gave away some prizes to people that did their homework. I'm forgetting the names of those beautiful people. If you happen to be watching on Facebook, I know my team emailed out your link for VIP. If you did not get that, drop a comment and let's get you into the VIP. Okay, we had Peyton Alvarez and Vanessa Maldonado that we upgraded to VIP yesterday because they did their homework. So if you're not doing your homework, you got to do your homework, my friends. Especially, actually, if you're in VIP today, you're going to want to do your homework in between sessions, because I'm going to pick people that do their homework to get a chance to work with my friend Jay Lauren Norris tonight, who is going to really knock your socks off with how he can help you take your story to the next level. All right. So Marcel, can you find me actually my teaching slides? That's what I need. I already have the workbook. I just need the teaching slides. The other cool thing, if you are VIP, is we have a really amazing workbook this go round that my team put together for you, which was so cool. And so right now we're going to be working on this page right here, my friends, because how many of you, hold on, strike that, reverse it. I might actually do the rules. I'll do it in order. I'll do it in order. Why change now, right, Marcelo? Why change now? All right. So we're on this page in your workbook, Summer's Formula for Success. So anyone who's never been here before, Tanya, I know you haven't been here before, Emmy, first time. If you want to take a guess of, do you know who the greatest teacher of public speaking is? If you had to put a guess, put that in the chat. Who is the greatest speaker of public speaking? Okay, Marcella, on Facebook, it's Mathia, I think is how you say her name. She's trying to get that VIP upgrade. So if you could reply to her, that would be awesome. And I replied to you earlier, Warren Buffett. Not nice. Somebody put Summer Day. Thank you, Coach Margine. I received that. The greatest teacher of public speaking, Summer Day. Lauren, oh, I like Warren Buffett, the Lord, Zig Ziglar. These are really, really good answers. So the answer that I'm looking for is a little bit of a trick question. Who I believe is the greatest teacher of public speaking is actually failure. Failure, the greatest teacher of public speaking is failure. In a lot of ways, the greatest teacher of just about any skill is failure. How do you get better at something, right? You get better by, what did I say yesterday? By doing it, 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 and practicing it and doing it some more. And so I just want to give you guys permission to fail, permission to fail. Let me pull up these slides really quick because I'm a visual learner myself. Drop visual learner in the chat. Let me know where are my visual learners at. So sometimes I think it's helpful to actually see in writing. So just grabbing the correct slide here. Here it is. All right. Let me share this with y'all. Come back. Visual learner. All right. So I kind of sometimes really like to be able to just see things. So let me show you these slides right here. And nod at me there, friends, if you see them. Pam, can you see the slides? Steve, Emmy, slides? Yes? Okay, awesome. This is what we call Summer's success formula. All right. Put success in the chat if that's you. You want to be a success. Hopefully that's all of you this morning. I love this picture of this little guy. You can do mightier things than you could possibly imagine. So, number one teacher of success, we already talked about that, is failure. Failure. And I want to teach you how to stop being afraid of failing this morning. Yesterday, we really crushed that like fear of judgment, right? Or fear of what other people are going to say. We talked about how allowing fear to stop you from becoming a speaker is actually selfish because it's not about you. Your message is not about you. It's about the person on the other end of that message. If I didn't get up on a stage at a business conference last week and share about my faith, this businessman wouldn't have sat at dinner with me for 3 hours and asked me all these questions, which has now had a ripple effect to leading somebody else's daughter to the Lord. And that happened from me actually sharing my faith boldly on a stage at a business conference that wasn't about Jesus. So you don't know how God wants to use you. So, all right. Write this down in your notebook if you've got your notebook. If not, write it just down on a piece of paper. So this is the formula for success. Success comes from right decisions. Success comes from right decisions. Right decisions come from experience. And experience comes from what? Wrong decisions, i.e. failure. So let me put that all together for you really quick here. Success comes from right decisions. Right decisions come from experience, and experience comes from wrong decisions. And so what I love to do is reverse engineer that. So wrong decisions, i.e. failure, wrong decisions bring you experience, and your experience helps you to create right decisions, and right decisions bring you success. This cracks me up. So your quickest way to the success that you want is to just give yourself permission to go out and make some wrong decisions. Give yourself permission to just go out there and do. Go out there and do and fail. Go out there and do and fail. And become what we call a joyful student of failure. What if we just flipped the script on failure, and failure wasn't this like elusive, like bad enemy, like, oh, failure. And we were like, failure. I gave a speech today and it was horrible. Like I did a Facebook Live and nobody watched. I did a Facebook Live and I totally stuttered and forgot what I was going to say. Like nobody cares. Just become a joyful student of failure. Did you guys know that Todd White, so if you don't know who he is, look him up on YouTube. He's known as being a street evangelist, and he's got laser-like prophetic accuracy, and he'll see a guy working at a restaurant and he'll just know things. He'll know like you have a soccer injury from college in your left knee. The guy's like, how did you know that? And what people don't know is his journey to get there. You guys, so often we look at somebody else's journey and we compare it to ours, and it's not a fair comparison. Like spirit of comparison has to go. It just has to go in Jesus' name. So Todd White actually prayed for over 1,000 strangers before he ever healed anyone, before he ever had a prophetic word, before he ever got words of knowledge about them. 1,000. In fact, his wife would no longer go to the grocery store with him because he would embarrass her. He would pray for at least 10 strangers before leaving the grocery store. And so that is what God wants to reward. Are you going to be tenacious enough to pray for 1,000 strangers before expecting God to move? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to just go be ridiculous for the Lord and go be a fool and go Facebook Live 100 times before you get good at it? You know, I used to work with a lot of network marketers, and I would tell them to go for the no. Or I worked in LA with people that wanted to be actors. And I said, look, do not go to Hollywood if you can't hear the word no really well. And expect to hear no. In fact, if you want to go make it as an actor, make a giant chart of 100 boxes. And every time you hear the word no, check a box and be like, woohoo, I'm on the road to 100 no's. How fast can you get 100 no's? What if you did that as a speaker? What if you went, you know what? I'm going to try to speak 100 times. I'm going to go try to get on 100 podcasts. And I'm not going to give up on this speaker dream until I get 100 no's. I'm just going to be a joyful student of failure. What if becoming a speaker is harder for you than anyone else? But at the end of the day, your voice is what's going to really change someone's life. Are you willing to do it? Because once again, it's not about you. Are you willing to be a joyful student of failure? Put that in the chat. I'm a joyful student of failure. If you're ready to be a joyful student of failure, Dawn says, let's play the no bingo. I like that. I'm going to take that one. Are you ready to be a joyful student of failure? Come on, let's go. It's time. And then it doesn't have to haunt you anymore. It's like, oh, that's not a big deal. Hooray, hooray. All right. I'm going to go back here for just 1 second. Let me re-grab my slides and teach you also today the rules of speaking. I didn't get a chance to go to the rules of speaking yesterday. Awesome. Let me grab that. Come back. You know, what's funny is the rules of speaking was actually before these slides, but then backwards in the workbook. So no matter which way I did it, it was going to be out of order. Oh, it's so funny. I see you there. Joyful student of failure, joyful student of failure, joyful student of failure. Woohoo! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it. All right. So I'm going to give you what I believe are my 5 rules of speaking. You can go and see a million other teachers of speaking, and they might not have the same 5 rules. These aren't wildly known by everyone, but I just think that they're my rules of speaking. All right. Summer Day's 5 rules of speaking are, can you see my slide, Steve? Fabulous. Rule number 1, do not be boring. Do not be boring. In fact, could you just back me up here for a second? Put in the chat, do not be boring if you do not like boring speakers. Sadly, there are a lot of boring speakers. Did you know just by making a decision to be your enthusiastic version of yourself on stage, you're going to set yourself apart as a speaker? Now, like I said yesterday, do not try to be Summer Day if that's not your wheelhouse. However, write this down. You want to be the enthusiastic version of you. When you hit a stage, when you do a podcast interview or a TV interview, you get to turn your dials up. I consider myself a very energetic person. When I started my TV show and I got to see the first several episodes, I was floored, Pam, that I was like, I don't have that much energy. I thought I had a lot of energy in that interview. So I had to learn that when I'm doing TV, I really have to up my energy level and up my level of enthusiasm. And so all of you, I want you to know, when you step on a stage, you cannot be the same person you are when you're having coffee with someone. And the bigger the stage, the more you are required to up that energy. It's kind of crazy. It's the bigger and the smaller. Because if you're in front of a group of 50 people, I don't have to have the amount of energy that I do on TV. TV is almost the amount of energy if you're in front of 3,000 people. And if those, I told you guys before, I'm going to be telling you opportunities to work with me. One of the things that we do that I love is I have speaker clients come here in Dallas, and I put you on 4 different stages, and I train you on how to do a TV interview. And we get you interviewed on TV, and then we train you on how to do a speech in front of like 100 people, 500 people, and then 3,000 people, where there's audiences on all different sides. Put 3,000 in the chat if you're like, yes, I really want to speak to large audiences, because it's different. It is a different style in front of all of those different sort of spaces. And it's a high level skill to learn how to adjust to those. So I put enthusiasm in roles. I like to put it this way: she with the most enthusiasm in roles. If what I taught you yesterday, right, the most important thing is that they believe that you believe what you're saying. Well, if you're very low key about it, they're going to have a hard time believing that. Enthusiasm adds a level of belief. It adds a level of passion. So when you do your homework and stuff today, let's work on being your enthusiastic version of yourself. I forgot I had this slide. Be the enthusiastic version of yourself. Your persona matters. Don't miss opportunities to show up everywhere. I told you guys yesterday, y'all are on a stage right now, especially those of you that are on VIP. If I'm calling you up, people are seeing your face. People are hearing that Steve works with veterans. So start showing up everywhere. Don't wait for a stage. When I go to somebody else's business conference, whether I'm speaking or not, I am on a stage. I know the second I leave my hotel room, I am ready to go. I'm like, what are we doing today, Lord? Every time I'm talking to somebody one-on-one, that's stage for me. That's an opportunity for me to influence people. That's an opportunity for me to share my message. So from this point on, when you are speaking, who are you showing up as? We talked about that yesterday. You have to be to do. Where do you want to be in 5 years? How will that person walk, talk, dress, and act? Start being that now. You guys, I'm like usually wearing pajama bottoms, and they're oftentimes Star Wars underneath this desk that you don't see. But I don't wear those when I go to a conference. When I go to anything, I take a lot of time getting ready to show up as a presence in that room. And it's a mindset to decide that you are going to walk in rooms and shift atmospheres. Doesn't matter if you're male, female, young, old, anything. You have to know what your message is and who it's for, and be prepared for that message to be anywhere. Steve wants to work with veterans. Well, he knows just about any room he walks in, there might be a veteran. Or Liz wants to work with women who are struggling with the trauma of making a decision to have an abortion. She can go to just about any conference, anywhere, walk in any room, and I guarantee you there's a woman in there. Sadly, those are the stats. But if she's not walking in with the mentality of, I am walking into a stage today, and I know my message, and when the timing is right, I know who I get to speak. So when you are speaking, who are you showing up as? Stop waiting for the microphone and the stage time. You're on stages all the time, and make that decision to step up your level and your game. Okay, every video matters too. Show up with confidence, show up with power, show up with enthusiasm. All right. Please don't take my words apart from my spirit, but I love watching your videos change. Your videos from the first day when you guys are just introing yourself. And then today will be a huge leap, because a lot of you are going to step up your enthusiasm. You're going to step up your confidence and power. You're going to realize that you can feel super insecure, but still choose to speak with confidence, even if your legs are going, woo. All right. It's a choice. Confidence is a choice. Yesterday, we talked about shy being a choice. Confidence is a choice. It just comes with competence. It just comes with making a decision that you're okay to be a joyful student of failure. All right. No more ums, uhs, and can you hear me nows, and I'm sorries. Now, when I say ums and ahs, I'm not talking about when you're giving a speech and in the middle of your speech, you might forget what you're going to say. So you go, yeah, I was at the grocery store. That's not what I'm talking about. Those are okay. Some of you are so afraid to say so, or you don't open your mouth. It is okay. There are very few people that actually say or so too many times. Very, very few. Very few. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about forgetting in the middle of your sentence. Don't. I'll give a demonstration later. I'll purposely forget for you guys, and none of you will leave. I have picked my nose in front of people on stage. I literally accidentally had a Kleenex that I didn't put in my pocket. I put it in my pants, and it slid down my leg during a Master the Stage event. And I did not freak out. I decided to jam my hand down my pants and pull it out in front of everyone. Nobody cared. Stop being self-conscious about something going wrong. I had a Kleenex going down my pants and I didn't care. The audience will only care if you care. Please write that down. If you forget anything, the audience will only care if you care. And I will teach you how to be prepared for those moments so they're not fearful anymore. Also, write this down. You will, all capital will, forget what you're going to say. So many people are like, well, I want to be a speaker, but what if I forget what I'm going to say? You're going to. Congratulations. You're going to forget what you're going to say. I've done it 100,000 times. You're going to. And the way to beat that fear is to be prepared in advance with what you're going to say so it won't matter. And I can teach you 100 things to say. If you're funny, you can make it a joke. I have zero idea what I'm going to say next, guys. Hold on. This is a new speech. I haven't done this one before, but I'm going to tell you right now, you better hang on for the ride because when I squirrel, it's going to be fiery. No one cares. Or you say, you know what? I don't even remember what the third teaching point is. That means you guys better laser into those first two. If I'm not giving you three, those first two are going to have more weight. Like if you don't care, they won't care. You can literally tell them. I completely have forgotten my entire speech, but the good news for you is I know that I'm here to teach you to be a speaker. So who cares if it comes out flawed? Let's go. When you know your material, it doesn't matter if you skip a sentence. It doesn't matter if you say or. They will not care unless you care. So ta-da, it's exciting. Don't you feel better? Oh, I am forget. Oh, it's okay. Everybody does. If you surveyed the top 100 speakers, have you ever forgotten what you were going to say on stage? Do you think even one of them would say, nope, it's never happened. I am a perfect human. I've never forgotten. Every single one of them have forgotten, have tripped up the stairs, have had a fight with their spouse before they went on stage and weren't in the right zone. Like it's going to happen. So who cares? You're going to be scared and you're going to do it anyway. You're going to forget your lines. You're going to do it anyway. You're going to say, and you're going to do it anyway. But what I don't want you to do, these ums, uhs, and can you hear me's, and I'm sorry, are you choosing not to take up space? It's when a microphone's handed to you on a stage or on a Zoom, I'll pull you up and I'll be like, oh, Emmy, share with us. And then Emmy goes, okay, well, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if my answer is really good. That's the stuff I'm talking about. That's you allowing fear to have you not take up space. You get to be bold and you get to be enthusiastic and you get to take up space. Write this down. My voice matters. My voice matters. Your voice matters. So when somebody gives you an opportunity to share, you step up with power. Your voice matters. You don't say, well, okay, sorry. It's habitual and it's a societal thing. And all of you are going to start noticing how often people do it. Doesn't matter what it's for. You can be at a church event with people sitting in a circle and it's like, okay, and now it's Pam's turn. And now it's Steve's turn. And 90% of people are like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, this is what I wrote. They're just completely not sure. So when you stand in confidence that what you say matters, people will listen because they're waiting for someone to step up and know that their voice matters. Let it be you. Number 2 is believe in yourself. And we talked about that yesterday, right? Believe in yourself, believe in your message. The most important thing is that they believe that you believe it. Isn't speaking just so much easier than you thought? I just have to make sure people believe what I think and what I feel. Yeah. It's okay if I have no idea what I'm going to say next and I forget all my words. Yeah. Just know who you are and who you're called to speak and what that message is. Okay, and we talked about this yesterday. You have to be to do. We also talked a little bit about this. Don't be a clone. I kind of went by 3 really fast because I thought there was another slide. So you have to be to do. That's why we vision cast. Who do you want to be in 5 years? You have to be that now. You have to be that now and make decisions and speak from there. Number 4 is, I just said, don't be a clone. Be you. I see a lot of speakers out there trying to imitate other people. Don't try to imitate anybody else. Take the secret sauce that God's given you and be you. Don't be like anyone else. All right, number 5. The 5th rule of speaking is to get serious about it. Get serious about this dream. We saw this with Tanya last night. Like, I feel like last night was a defining moment for Tanya. This woman who already has an amazing book, and really she knows her message. A lot of you are trying to figure that out. She's solid. She's got her message and she's been sitting on it. And so it's time for Tanya. It's time. She was like, last night, I was like, dang, smack, smack. I got to get serious about this dream. I need to create a speaking business. And that means you have somewhere to take people. You do not just talk. Some of you want to share stories because you've had the most horrendous things happen to you. And I'm not going to discount that. We need to hear that. But if you don't have a plan, if you just want to share this story to people, then what? That's not what's going to change their lives. It's when you have a speaking business. It's when you have a through line. It's when you have a call to action. It's when you can continue to interact with people long after you leave the stage that their lives are changed. I love this. This is my friend Danella. She says, speaking without a strategy is just talk, and talk is cheap. Let me let that one up for a second. Speaking without a strategy is just talk, and talk is cheap. So they surveyed people who had worked with Zig Ziglar. And they had these 100 testimonials. This is Zig Ziglar's son. Zig Ziglar is one of the most famous speakers that has ever lived, if you didn't know who he was. And so they had these 100 testimonials. And what they did is they started to study these testimonials of Zig Ziglar and how he had changed people's lives. And they found out that 99 out of the 100 were not people who said, I saw him speak on stage and he changed my life. They were people who got his cassette tape CDs, bought his books, were in his trainings. They continued to work with him, and he had influence over them for years to come. Les Brown has influenced me for the last 21 years now. If I just saw him speak just that one time, I probably would always remember him because he's so memorable. That is not what has progressed me and moved me. It's the countless hours I've listened to his stuff. It's when I actually coached with him. I was in a coaching program with him for 7 months. That's the things that have changed me. And so only one of those 100 was somebody who just saw him speak on stage once. So you guys need to start wrapping your head around, how can I continue to influence people for days, weeks, months, years to come? And we talked about Tanya has a book. That's one way to do it. Having your own podcast then is a way to do it. Having a coaching program is a way to do it. Having a service for them is a way to do it. That's how you're going to have a speaking business. Taking off my slides here for a sec. All right, so I'm going to go back to the part where I was talking about rule number 1, the energetic version of yourself. I'm going to show you guys a couple of videos here really quick. Well, let me check in on the chat here. Okay, there's a lot of you guys want to speak in front of 3,000 people. Come on, let's go. Walk in the room like you're already a 7-figure earner. Come on, this is good. Okay, I choose to be confident. Amen. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Dawn says, I love my newfound freedom since working with Summer Day. Your voice matters. Actually, Dawn, here, I'm going to pull you up really quick. Share a little bit about that while I'm switching to my other notes. Dawn's one of our accelerator clients right now, and she's actually going to be coming in person with us soon and working with us. Share more about what you wrote there, sweetie. The newfound freedom. That's awesome. I have to unmute you. They've got that button clicked where you can't unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
We're so in sync. I could read your.
I know. Summer, before you, I have worked with many different people in partnerships, and I'm not going to speak ill of anything because every experience has brought me to this moment, right? But I kind of put myself in a box, right, as that support role and shied down, was in the background. And since coming here with you, it's just been amazing. There's just been so much freedom that is, welled up in me. And I'm really, really excited that I've been following you for probably 3 or 4 years now, and just now decided to work with you this year. So you guys don't wait that long because it's not worth waiting that long. Jump in right now. It's been amazing. The transformation.
Sorry, I hit a YouTube video and it started playing. Okay, go ahead. Say that again.
Okay. Just
You said
the
don't wait because
freedom.
you waited 3 years.
Yeah, don't wait. Exactly. The freedom that I have found since working with you, it's like you give us permission to be ourselves. You
Mm.
give us permission to be ourselves. And if that's, funny, awkward, goofy, loud, soft, whatever that is, like you feel seen, heard, and safe here in this community. And that I just want to thank you for that.
That's so cool, Dawn, because you're not in our Fear into Faith Academy. And we just had a session the other day in our Fear into Faith Academy where we're creating, it's called identity statements. Why am I forgetting what it's called, Marcelo? And whatever, it doesn't matter what it's called. It's a thing, and you write it, and the Holy Spirit really shows up, and it's really cool. Purpose and identity statement. There it is, Emmy. I got it. Oh, Emmy was writing it. Love it. And I told them that I have a purpose and identity statement that I've been walking in for about 15 years, and it follows me wherever I go. And the end of it is freedom, acceptance, and love. When I walk out the purpose and calling in my life that God has for me, the result is people who are in my sphere experience freedom, acceptance, and love. When I taught theater to kids, kids would say, oh my God, like an 8th grader would say, this is the only place I feel free to be myself, accepted, and loved. And testimony after testimonial, client after client here. And then here you are saying, oh, this is where I'm free to be myself, where I feel accepted and loved. So I really appreciate that. So it was kind of a little extra nugget if people are in that other group. We've just been talking about that. And when you walk in your calling, you guys, it's a byproduct. I don't set out to make this community a place where you feel free to be yourself. I never tell my clients, guys, you need to be nice, you need to be caring, you need to be accepting so that people, when they come here, feel free. I don't do any of that. All I do is show up how God has called me to show up, and it's a byproduct, and it's the coolest thing. So that was like a beautiful confirmation word that you didn't know was yours. So yeah, freedom, acceptance, and love. Do you feel that in this community?
100,000%.
And that's what I love. And it doesn't matter if you're at our Master Voice Challenge, it's your first day. I'm sure Tanya felt that last night on her first day, or you come live to our conferences, or Dawn was just on our first Fear into Faith cruise, where it was like freedom, acceptance, and love off the chart, especially the love part. We just all love each other so much. So thank you for that. I love it. I love it.
You're welcome.
For sharing. All right. I have a couple of videos that I'm going to share with you guys just to give you a visual of what I'm talking about being your energetic version of yourself. So let me, I think I'm going to reverse engineer this one today. I'm going to show you the one that actually all of you guys know. Hold on one second. It's got a sponsor.
Can't hear you.
You're muted, Karen. Oh, sorry. Let's try that again. Thanks for letting me know I was muted. I muted it so that you wouldn't hear the commercial ad that was playing and then forgot to unmute myself. Let's try that again. So I'm going to show you somebody that most of you probably know. He's slightly famous. You can drop in the chat as soon as you know who it is. And he does an amazing job of being the enthusiastic version of himself. And what's really cool is this is the first time I've been sharing this video for years, but this is the first time recently I started studying his older videos. I started studying him from just even a couple of years ago. And it's night and day how much, as he's grown in influence, as he's grown in his following and stuff, he's grown in his enthusiasm exponentially. And so this is a great version of how enthusiasm enrolls people. Let's see who can drop in the chat first who this person is. All right, you ready? He's just slightly famous.
We're curing 1,000 people's blindness.
Let's try that again. Missed the.
In this video, we're curing 1,000 people's blindness. It's gonna be crazy. Most of us see the world like this. But here's the thing.
So here's what I love. How many seconds is this?
In this video, we're curing 1,000 people's blindness.
3 seconds. What does he do to grab you in? It's Mr. Beast. It's not Todd White. Lol, I have a 10-year-old. Yes. I learned about Mr. Beast from my children as well. He has 356 million followers. He has the #1 YouTube channel, and he started off as like a 16-year-old or 14-year-old gamer. And he was just doing gaming videos. And then when he finally started showing his face, he was not enthusiastic like this at all. Not enthusiastic like this at all. Let's listen to him on, well, let's watch him on mute and see if you notice anything. What do you notice? What do you notice? Yeah, I hear you, Pam. Pam, unmute. What do you notice?
He's moving his body. He's enthusiastic. You can see physically.
Yeah, he's enthusiastic with his body.
Animated.
Yeah, he's animated. Let's look at just his facial features. Like
Smiling.
He's smiling. He's opening his eyes big. So he has a lot of enthusiasm, and he's just gotten his own TV show, Beast Games, and he's even more enthusiastic now in Beast Games. Like, we've been watching like crazy, and I'm going, it's nuts if you study him and how much he's grown. So when I tell you guys enthusiasm enrolls, like it enrolls, and it's worked really well for someone who has 356 million followers. All right, I'm going to show you another one. Give me 1 second to grab that one. Let's see what you guys are saying. Walking in and using his arms and showing excitement. Yeah, he's moving. He's not holding still. He's moving his entire body. Now, that won't always work. It won't always work for Steve to go, I'm going to work with difference. You know, it might not always work, but Steve gets to be the energetic version of Steve. If Steve decides to be low-key version of Steve, he will not enroll in as many people in his vision. All right, I love this one. Tell me what you notice about this person.
Hey, I'm Ben with Fall Tech, and today I'm going to
Hold on, let me rewind. Why is it? Go to the beginning.
quickly explain the process.
Oh, come on. There we go.
What's up, everybody? I'm Ben with Fall Tech, and today I'm going to quickly explain the process of choosing a full body harness, so when you do select one, you know that you made the best choice for your industry and application, and we're going to do it in 5 simple steps.
So that was 13 seconds. There is so much happening in there. Drop in the comments. What are you seeing happening? What's going on with that one? Smile. 5 simple steps. Yes. When you speak, whether it's on a little Brady Bunch box like we're here, or Facebook Live, or in front of 3,000 people, doing something as simple as going 5 simple steps makes a difference. I call it visually telling with your body. So 5 simple steps, or I'm going to show you my 3-part solution. May seem cheesy to you guys, but it's actually like people's brains lock onto that kind of stuff. I have 2 things I'm going to tell you today. I have 3 teaching points today. We got 5. We're going to do it in 5 simple steps. Let's see what you say. Energy, talking fast, 5 simple steps, body movement. He's using his hands to speak and gives the audience right away what he's going to deliver. He captures your attention because he goes, "What's up, people?" Like right away, he's just grabbing you. And if he could do the same thing with no body movement, "What's up, people? It's Ben with Fall Tech." It just makes a huge difference, that one body thing that he does. Smiling, arm movement, enthusiasm, 5 steps. Some of you, let's watch it one more time.
What's up, everybody? I'm Ben with Fall Tech, and today I'm going to quickly explain the process of choosing a full body harness, so when you do select one, you know that you made the...
So one of the things he does really well is punching key words, so that when you do select one, he knows which words he wants you to hear for sure. Do and best. When you do select one, it's going to be the best one. So some of you, a next level skill for you is to learn which words to start punching when you speak to your audience. I am blessed to do it very, very naturally. Could be because I've been performing on stages since I was 3, and I have had countless training as an actress. In Shakespeare, I studied text for years. I've worked with high-end professional people in regards to Shakespearean language, where I would spend hours upon hours dissecting texts, where you put a line above this word and a thing under this word of, we call them lifting, which words you would lift. And so I've done a lot of work on that. So sometimes you guys will hear me speak. Well, I have been in countless speaking trainings my whole life. What Ben does really well is he enunciates, he moves his mouth really fast, and you can understand everything he's saying. Some of you, that's next level for you, is record yourself and only watch your mouth and watch how much your mouth is moving. If you guys start paying attention to me, you will see that my mouth moves a lot. My whole face actually moves a lot. Record yourself and see, are you moving your face? Because some people do not move your face. You get to learn that as a skill. And I know you can learn it. Jim Carrey is known as the man with, a million faces. Well, he spent hours as a kid staring in a mirror going, how do I just blink that eye? How can I move my mouth? That's what a lot of famous actors did. They spend countless time in the mirror looking at what their face looks like when they're saying certain things. I have as well. And so when you record videos of yourself, start paying attention to, what does your face look like? Is your face dynamic? Listen to you speak with the sound off. Are you engaging? Are you enthusiastic with the sound off? Believe it or not, that makes a difference. It makes a difference. We are visual creatures. And so you can talk as enthusiastic as you want, but if you don't move your face and you don't do anything else and you're just like this the whole time, you guys are going to get bored of me. And I'm pretty energetic. So I want you to listen to it one more time and really hear those punched keywords and then listen to how fast he's talking. But we know what he's talking about. We live in a really fast-paced world now. Many of you get to learn how to talk faster than you do. And it might feel uncomfortable. I call it your natural speaking rhythm. Most speakers that I start training from scratch have to up their natural speaking rhythm and go faster. Now you will notice that I go fast and slow, and I take you up and I take you down. I take you all over the place. I teach that. That's called playing your instrument. You want to have different vocal varieties. You want to have different paces. But my natural rhythm is relatively quick. I slow down when I'm making a choice to slow down. A lot of beginning speakers, your natural rhythm is too slow for the world we live in right now. It's a fast-paced world. In fact, do me a favor. Let's do a survey. Don't just listen to me. Listen to everybody else. You're going to put either fast or slow in the chat. If you had to, would you rather listen to a speaker like Ben speaking fast, or would you rather hear a speaker who takes their time to deliver the message? Which one do you want? Slow puts me to sleep. Fast, 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 fast. Slow is frustrating. Fast, fast, fast. So 98% of people, when I survey this, say fast. And so that's good news for you. It means most likely you cannot go too fast as a speaker. In fact, in my speaking training career, I've only had one client so far that I said, oh, sweet thing, you actually get to slow down your rhythm. So if you're not sure, I want you to err on the side of, I get to learn to talk faster than I have in the past. If you're on podcasts and you're concentrating on speaking with more enthusiasm and a little bit quicker, it'll do really well for you, right? Can people still understand what you say? That's on you. You get to learn to move your mouth faster. So it's a skill. You're going to have to work on it. Ben's talking really fast. He's perfected this skill. Did you see that, you guys? I screwed up my words. Oh no, what happened? Oh. Do you see that? I didn't care. I don't care, so you don't care. I'm just giving you permission to screw up your words when you're on a stage. Doesn't matter. So Ben has perfected speaking quickly, and it starts with how fast he's moving his mouth. So some of you, that's a skill. Get Jim Carrey, get in the mirror, video record yourself and video record yourself again. Then send it to somebody else when you feel like you've perfected it and say, hey, can you still understand me when I talk this fast? All right. It should feel slightly uncomfortable for most of you to learn to really up that game. Okay. Let's listen one last time. Pay attention to how fast his mouth is moving and how he is punching key words that he wants you to remember. He does a great job.
What's up everybody, I'm Ben with Fall Tech, and today I'm going to quickly explain the process of choosing a full body harness so when you do select one, you know that you made the best choice for your industry and application, and we're going to do it in 5 simple steps.
Did you notice that on all of those keywords as well, he emphasized it with his body? Yeah, he emphasized what he wanted you to remember with his body punching it as well. It's another technique. I'm biased because that's my little brother. Cute, huh? First time he sent me that video, I was like, oh my gosh, you're a boss, dude. That's so good. My brother, last time I checked, he's like got about 150,000 followers on his personal YouTube channel where he was making skateboarding videos. He was making skateboarding videos and blew up and had only like 9 videos, but had millions of views and all kinds of stuff. So he's worked really hard to learn to be like that. That's not his natural rhythm. And believe it or not, you guys, my brother was shy. So those of you that had the shy label, my brother was very, very shy when he was littler, very shy, very quiet, all those kinds of things. He got to learn to be this way. So you can learn to be that way too. All right, back to my notes I go. Dawn, you didn't know that was my brother? Nice. Okay. My notes have disappeared. 1 second. There they are. All right. So we're going to go back. Well, no. Yeah, this is what we're going to do right now. We're going to do 2 things that you've just learned, because one of the things that makes people a great speaker is when you activate your audience. So write that down. Great speakers activate their audience. What's Ben's name to follow? You know, he doesn't really produce videos anymore. You guys want me to drop those videos in the chat for you if you want to study them later and rewatch them? I've actually never done that. Let me just drop them here really quick. His skateboard channel's called Skateboard Tech, I think. I don't know. That's Ben's video. And then you could just look up Mr. Beast and watch a million Mr. Beast videos. But that's the harness video. That's not his company. That's a company actually he used to work for. He doesn't work for them anymore. I think it's the Skateboard Tech. You want to look for it, Marcelo, and then you can drop it in there. I think that's the channel, but he doesn't do videos anymore. He hasn't made any in like 10 years, which is so sad. Here's what my brother didn't do, you guys. He didn't create a speaker business. He did not make money. If I had 150,000 people watching my stuff, I'd be making millions and millions of dollars a year because I have a funnel. I would lead all of them somewhere. So my brother is kind of Tanya, what we talked about last night, that lady who had the mask and she was the first person to get 1 million views on her Facebook Live and she got crazy famous, but she didn't know what to do about it. Same with my brother. He made all these videos and he even taught kids how to like change their skateboard bindings with WD-40. I was like, well, just create an affiliate link to Amazon, link them there and just get some cashola on the back end. He did not know how to maximize what he had. He did not create a speaking business. He did not have a call to action to his people. And you know what's crazy? They are like gung-ho loyal followers. You could read the comments. If he had just said, hey, and do this, ever given them a call to action, they would have done it. They would have done it in a heartbeat. And he even had like products and things that he was working on. He just didn't know how to create that kind of back end system. So what you guys are going to learn of how to create the speaker business side of things, how to monetize your podcast, your YouTube channel, how to maximize and monetize speaking opportunities on stages. When I tell you most people don't know how to do that, that's what they don't know how to do. And yesterday I talked to you about how your next step is going to master the stage. That's your next step. If you hear what I'm throwing down and you don't want to waste opportunities, then your next opportunity not to waste is to go to master the stage with us, where I can spend 3 full days, me and some of my favorite friends that are amazing trainers, teaching you as much as I can in those 3 days. Or even better yet, get in one of our speaker coaching programs where you can work with me every week. Don't just take this master the stage and be like, yes, I hear what you're saying. Yes, I hear what you're saying. Yes, I hear what you're saying. And then that's it. In order to progress forward, you're going to have to invest your time, talents, and your treasures, which is your financial resources to go to where you know you're supposed to be. My mentor always said, find someone who has what you want and then learn everything you can from that person. They have the results you want, they have the marriage you want, and you want to be a marriage counselor, or, they have whatever it is. If you've got to just find a mentor that has what you want. The person who told me that, I went to her trainings for 10 years. I was like, until she steps on a stage, and I was like, wow, I know all this now. Like, I was just going to continue to laser in and learn from her. Because when I latch on to a mentor, I told you guys, I've been listening to Les Brown for 21 years. I still feel like I haven't gotten everything I want from that man. So, all right, before we do that, I know some of you, it's your first day. So just really quick, because I mentioned Master the Stage, I'm just going to mention it one more time here and show you what I'm talking about. If you don't mind giving me one chance to do that for people who didn't see it yesterday or people that were not in VIP. So this is what we're talking about. Your next step, if you know that you are called to be a speaker, your next step is to join me for 3 full days, June 5th through the 7th, for our Master the Stage event. So it's 3 days, it's live virtual, or it's live in person. And what I always say is, if you know that you want to stand on a stage with a microphone in your hand, run, crawl through a desert, do whatever it takes to get in person for this, because I do not have plans to do another one. And I'm not going to lie or mess around, you guys. I really believe I am the greatest stage trainer alive, period. Because I taught 20,000 people on stages in Los Angeles, California for 25 years. And so that's my unique, just masterful eye that I have, where I can literally, Ruthie will tell you, I tweaked one body position for her, one thing that she kept doing. And when I tweaked it, the whole audience went, oh, it just changed everything. And then she ended up winning our Master the Stage speaker competition. It was just one little thing. And there's oftentimes little tiny tweaks that if you just change this one thing, same exact speech, but you change one little thing, it's night and day difference. And that is what I'm really, really exceptionally good at. And I can never do that level on the Zoom. I can never just look at Dawn this big and be able to do it. Even if she does her speech standing up, it's different standing up in your office compared to being on a stage live in front of people. And so I just recommend that you guys do what you can to get there in person. We've had people from South Africa, Australia, and Canada, so other countries, paying thousands of dollars just for their flight to come to work in person. So come in person if you can. Last I chatted with Pat Quinn, he's working on coming in person, and we haven't had him in person before. I'm really excited because he's phenomenal. He's been speaker coaching for 30 years. He's phenomenal, and he's got his zone of genius. And actually, I feel like both of our zone of geniuses pair up together so well. So whether it's a room of one or an audience of thousands, your words have power to move mountains, and you know you're supposed to be a mouthpiece for the kingdom. And you know God's been has a calling on your life to be a speaker, but you don't know where to start. You know your story is medicine for someone else's heart, but you don't know how to share it. You're feeling the call to inspire and transform lives, but struggle to captivate your audience or keep them engaged. That's one of the things I know I'm a master at, is helping our clients figure out how to keep their audience engaged, how to activate their audience where the audience is just in it to win it the whole time. That is a high level of skill that I really don't think most speakers have. In fact, I go to business conferences and I'm like, oh, please work with me. Like, the audience is not paying attention to you. Do you not see everybody on their phone? My goal for you is no one wants to pick up their phone when you're talking, because they're just like, oh my gosh. So it's time for you to step into your calling. I love what Les Brown said about me. What Summer does is give you the skill set so you can create an experience with an audience and take them in a place in themselves they can't go by themselves. That's what I want to teach you, is how to create that experience for your audience. This is just more details about it. So we have 4 different levels of tickets. We have virtual and we have virtual VIP. We have in-person, we have in-person VIP. And obviously the level is tremendously different. If all you can do is virtual, get your virtual and come and soak up everything you can. But if you can move mountains and get there in person for VIP, my friend, this package is easily worth like $10,000. I know I've paid $10,000 to go work with a speaker coach for just 2 days. This is 3, and we're going to give you all of these phenomenal assets. If you look on this column right here, Like you're not only are going to feed you a VIP lunch, but you get exclusive in-person access. I'm talking about all this stuff on the bottom here, extra speaker coaching, but we're going to give you video content of your speech. Whenever I go places like that, I have to pay extra to get the video content. We're also going to have a professional photographer to get you headshots. You guys have seen my ads, right? I have really good photos of myself. I've paid a lot of money to get those really good photos. Some of you are like, I want to get booked on stages. How do I do that? You have to get your ducks in a row. You have to have your assets. You need a speaker one sheet with a good headshot. You want to have good video footage to send them of you speaking. These are things you have to acquire if you want to go and get booked. And I don't know where else you can acquire them all in one place for this kind of a price. So one of my current clients was asking me about this yesterday. So if you are a current client, just know that like you may or may not hear special things from me because you're a current client and I love current clients. So that'll probably be tomorrow. This is a little bit about Pitt Quinn, a little bit about Sean Harper. Warren Buffett says public speaking is the number one asset anyone can acquire. I think it's the number one asset everyone should try to acquire. Here's everything that's included in the VIP in-person ticket. So you can read all about that. Premium virtual ticket. And here's what we offer: workshops, topics, how to craft your message so it can easily be shared. How many of you want to do that? Yes. Awesome. How your body language can make or break your speech. There's so much how your body language can really have buy-in or buy out from your audience. The importance of humor in your speech, stage skills to be an influential and confident speaker, how to monetize your message and get booked on stages. We're going to talk even more about that, go next level on that, teach you my 7-figure system. And then tips to keeping the audience engaged. Super, super important, keeping that audience engaged. So if you come over here to grab your seat, here's what we have for you. I did this yesterday. Anybody who buys virtual for $97, we're going to upgrade you to $297. And I'm still going to do that today. So if you buy virtual for $97, we're going to upgrade you $200 for free and give you the premium virtual. With the premium virtual, you get guaranteed in our speaker contest, which if you didn't hear, we have over $50,000 of cash and prizes at our speaker contest, which is really cool considering I was in the finals for Grant's Speak Off and the person won nothing, not even $1,000. Like our speakers that win way more than the Great American Speak Off, which is really cool. So you get a guaranteed spot in that. You get special access to VIP trainings. You get a really cool swag box, which people who get the swag box say is worth more than the $97. And then special event VIP trainings. And then you also get access to the recordings. So you can have those. So we're upgrading you. That's the best deal you're ever going to get for 3 days of intense speaker training. You would be absolutely crazy not to do this, and not to join us for those 3 days. Now, because I really, really, really want to help you guys get in person with me. We've done a couple of things if you want to get in person for VIP. First of all, just the $497 in-person price. Absolutely insane price. Like I said, I paid $10,000 to come. You can come for $497. If you're going to come in person, I would open a credit card and invest in yourself to get these assets. If you know you want to build a speaking business, this is the way to do it, by getting all of those extra things. You guys, I just created what I wanted. I don't know where you can get this. I have not found a place where you can go and workshop and get all of these amazing assets and the training and be in a competition. It doesn't exist. That's why I created it. So what we have for you if you're coming in person is we have a $500 off that's only good through this challenge. And then also, so that's if you pay in full, you're going to save $500. And I know some of you can't do that right now. So we do have the option for you to do payments. If you click this button right here and take this one off, then you're going to be able to do just the payments. All right. So we have that. We've also partnered with Affirm, Amazon Pay, Afterpay, and they give you all these crazy options. Oh, look, 12 payments of $41.67. So if you're not sure you can afford that, well, check out the options to do the monthly payments and see what happens. All right, friends, tried to make that as good as I possibly could for you to get you to be able to come. If you have any questions about Master the Stage, just go ahead and drop it in the chat and my team will answer your questions. If you're not sure it's worth it, watch these videos. These are all people that I've worked with, people that have done stage workshops with me, telling you that, you know, it's extremely high value, the training you're going to get. This is our speaker competition with all kinds of amazing prizes, including stages. How many stages was it last time, Dawn? I think it was like 12, 10, or I think it was 10 and then up to 12. We'll say 10 for sure. The winner of the contest won 10 stages, because a lot of my judges have podcasts or they have their own events or this, that, and the other. So they won cash, they won prizes, they won coaching programs for free, and then they won 10 stages. So it's an incredible competition with stuff that I wish I could have won. So check that out. Did you drop the link, honey? And then any questions that you have, just drop that in the chat. Are the speakers the one viewed in the photo? I haven't 100% confirmed all of them. Those have all been speakers at our previous one. They always want to come back. So yeah, the judges kept adding to the 10 stages. So I think it was clearly like 12. It was just so funny. It was like person after person was like, oh my gosh, they're so good. Yes, please. And then even like second and third place, they got stages, and then they got more stages because people just wanted to keep working with them. So that was pretty cool. So grab your ticket on that one, and we'll get you upgraded. The other thing that I did yesterday was we did the first 5 people that bought their ticket. We're going to get an opportunity to work with me at a workshop. So that has already capped, but here's the deal. How many of you can learn by watching me work with somebody else? So we're going to still open that workshop up for more of you until it fills, and you can have the chance to come and watch me work one-on-one with somebody like Tanya, because she got in that top 5. She's been dying to know. And so you'll have that opportunity. Those of you in VIP, you're going to watch Jay Lauren work with people tonight. And you're going to see like so much value in watching even other people get coached. And so don't miss that. We still have opportunity for you if you get that virtual ticket to be able to come to extra workshops that we're going to hold between now and June, where you can watch people get coached on their speaking for the contest. Just write, I want to win, right? I want to win if you would want to actually win the speaker contest. And can I tell you, our first winner of our very first Master the Stage had never even done a Facebook Live. I posted about speaking in a group of 800,000 female entrepreneurs, and she happened to have seen it, #ButGod, and then came to this free challenge, and then was terrified to do her first Facebook Live, did her first Facebook Live, had never done a speech in her life, and won the entire competition. So just good news for those of you who are like, hey, I have zero experience. Well, someone with zero experience won. Oh my gosh, I think everybody in VIP wants to win. What does it mean to get more stages? Getting booked on a stage, either getting booked to get interviewed on a podcast, getting booked to get on somebody's summit, or getting booked as a speaker on a virtual event or an in-person event. That's what that means about getting stages. Marcella says, winners, you are all winners. Awesome. Thanks for letting me have a chance to chat about that, because I was like, oh, wait, there's people that weren't here yesterday. Okay, back to where I was, activation time, and teaching you the importance of activating your people. In fact, I know one of the things that I'm called to do is break up and shake up the church model. The church model is broken. It is, you guys. People come to church and they leave the same as they came. I'm like, church needs to give people homework. Like, church gets to give people homework. Yay, right? What would it be like if church activated people? When we did church on the cruise, I put people in groups of 2 with 6 questions to ask each other, and half of them were bawling their eyes out. And I walked around the room with my husband. I was just like, what if the church did this? What if the church actually was a place where people could come and they could connect on a deeper level than just, hey, how was your week, right? And they could actually share what's really going on, because 80% of people are walking around and they are not doing well. Their health isn't good. Their marriage isn't good. Their parents aren't doing good. Their kids aren't doing good. And they have nowhere to actually go and cry their eyes out about it and get prayer. And so activation is like, people are so hungry for activation. And once you learn this skill, you'll learn that most speakers talk at an audience and not with them. They drop a mic on a great message, and then what? You leave and you're like, I feel so great about myself. but I have no idea what to do next. Great speakers, transformational speakers, will teach you something that you can go and change your life with right then and there. So write that down. If you want to be a transformational speaker, make sure in your speech that you are teaching your audience something that they can do right then and there to change their life forever. What is that thing that you are teaching them? I'm just going back to my workbook here really quick to make sure I'm staying on track. Yay! Okay. So to activate you guys on two concepts that I just taught you earlier, one being how to be a joyful student of failure, and two, being the energetic version of yourself, I'm going to have all of you go Facebook Live right now. You're going to go Facebook Live right now, and you're just going to share one thing you've learned today, one thing you've learned yesterday, but you're going to do it as the energetic version of yourself. You're going to do your energetic version of what Ben did. You might be like, what's up, Facebook? Hey guys, I'm just at this conference with Summer Day, Master Your Voice, blowing my mind. Oh my gosh, you know what I learned? I learned that I got to up my energy and be the energetic version of myself. So this is me, press my dials. Let me know what you think. I don't want your videos to be long, not more than ideally. Ben's was 13 seconds. I think you sometimes have to go longer in order to hit that Facebook button and let it post. But I want you to focus on grabbing people's attention in the first 15 seconds. I used to teach you got to grab people's attention in the first 15 seconds. Guys, it's really now 5. And if we're being honest, it's 2. If you don't grab people's attention in 2 minutes, they've scrolled. They've scrolled and they're not watching you anymore. So you guys are all going to click out and you're all going to try to break Facebook all at the same time. You're all going to go into the Kingdom Speakers group at the same time, label your video, My Energetic Self, and you're going to go Facebook Live and you're just going to share one thing right now. You're going to go be a joyful student of failure. You're not going to overthink it. You're going to get activated and you're going to be energetic. And then you can jump in here and tell me when you're done. Maybe we should give a prize to the first person who finishes. Maybe we should do that. So you're going to go do that right now. I'm going to sit. I'm going to wait. It shouldn't take more than a minute because all of you are just going to pop in energetic version of yourself. And then I'll tell you what you're going to do next. Go do that. Oh, Marcel, we should be playing Flight of the Bumblebee, but then Facebook will get mad because they get mad if you do stuff like that. Go live. Let's see who's getting in there first. And even if you're watching right now on Facebook, you need to pop off of this live and then go live yourself and then go find the live again, which can be confusing for some of you, but I believe in you. You could do it. Okay, let's see. No, it's okay. Okay, we see Tanya. Tanya's doing it. There's Steve. Steve's doing it. We've only got 2 people so far. Come on, guys. You could do it. Okay, there. Nope, I still just only see Tanya and Steve. Who else do we have? Who else do we have? I'm hitting refresh. Let's see. Newest post. There's Charisse. I see Charisse. I feel like I'm who's it? Romper Room. And I see Charisse and I see Pam, except they probably never said Charisse, huh? Because they never said Summer. They only ever said like Angela, Pam, Dawn. All right, who else do we got here? Mathia, there she is. Woo woo. Did she ever get into the VIP, Marcelo? Margine, great job. There's Margine. Woo woo. All right, who else do we have? Let's see. Emily, nice. All right, here's what we can do really quick, just for fun. This is what I want you guys to do for your homework. Ah, no, click. Go gadget button. Let's look at a couple of these videos really quick here. I know. Don't freak out. I might show someone your video. Oh, there's Bethany. Bethany's going live. Yay. All right, let's see here really quick. I love it. Bethany's got a really cool green background. All right, so here's a great homework assignment for you is go in the group and just look at people's videos with no sound. So look at Pam, dynamic, using her hands. Yep. We can see that she's got energy. It's paused. There's Bethany, looking good, Bethany, taking up your real estate. Good job. Good smile. Emmy, we have to push play on yours. Oh, there it is. So Emmy, I'm going to give you coaching feedback. Tilt your camera down. We see a lot of the ceiling. We want to see more of you. Good job doing it. Woohoo! Okay, she's got a lot of energy. Look at Mathia. She's got a lot of energy. Quick tip for you, Mathia, too. Tilt your camera down. There's a lot of white space above your head. I don't know if you saw yesterday when I showed what happens when you take up all your real estate and you don't have a lot of space above your head. I actually watched some of your reels today. Great job. Great job. Let's see Margine. Woo! Good job. Nice big smile. She's waving. You can tell she's enthusiastic. Wow, that was a big start from Charisse. She had a big face, a big deep breath. You can tell she's very energetic. Good job. Look at Tanya's face. She's got a great smile, energetic. Tanya, same note, you guys. That's the note from yesterday. Tilt your camera down. Get that camera right at the top of your headline. Makes a huge difference when you do it. Steve, tilt your camera down, dude. Steve's been in my course, but he's been doing most of his videos on the computer. He has not been using his phone a lot yet. It's a skill to learn. It's a skill to learn. It makes a huge difference. Like, look at Charlene. It's a great video. She's got her head at the top. She's taking up all of her real estate. It makes a huge difference when you guys take up all your real estate. See Charisse taking up all of her real estate? It makes a big difference. You guys see the difference between when there's a lot of space on the top? Just put, yes, I see it. I want to make sure you guys understand that concept. Looking good, Michelle. Taking up most of the screen. Yeah, it makes a huge difference when you do. How was that? You survived. Great job, guys. Okay. Yes, I see it. Yes, I see it. That was your first time on the phone. Good job, Steve. Way to go. Way to go. Jose Garcia's here. Yay. Good to see you, my friend. He got his ticket to come and be in person. Had to post here as I cannot video on Facebook. Oh, okay. Awesome. How come you can't video on Facebook, Natasha? Are you in Facebook jail? That has happened before. Okay. Okay, I'm going to teach you all how, I'm going to teach you guys about storytelling, okay? And I have a new worksheet that I actually haven't used before that we created for powerful storytelling. So I'm going to teach you two different structures for powerful storytelling. So if you have your workbook, which comes with our VIP upgrade, how to tell powerful stories. So we're going to be talking about an episodic story, and then we're going to be talking about what we call before and after story. All right. So we're going to be lasering into those two things right now. So the first thing that I want to teach you about an episodic story. So an episodic story takes people, and I forgot the next line. Isn't that funny? I can't remember what's supposed to go in that blank. Takes people into a moment in time. There it is. I don't have notes on it. I had to remember from memory. An episodic story takes people into a moment in time. An episodic story takes people into a moment in time. All right. And it tells the audience where you are, what's going on, and how you feel about it. So an episodic story is going to take you into a moment in time. It is not a I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I was the only girl of 7 children. I had 6 brothers, and then I grew up and I got married. I've been married for 20 years. It's a one moment in time. It's a one moment in time. I'm going to do a one moment in time for you in just a second. Actually, I'll do it. Yeah. And then the point of an episodic story is to get the audience to think about their own story. If you've never heard this before, write it down. Never share a story without a point, and never make a point without a story. Jesus didn't. Jesus always told a story to make his point. He talked in parables. And that's what you get to learn to do. You get to learn to be a really powerful storyteller. At the heart of any good speaker is somebody who's an amazing storyteller. So I want you to learn how to take people into a moment in time where they know where you are, they know what's going on, and they know how you feel about it or what you're thinking. What you think about it, what you feel about it. And the point of the episodic story is to get the audience to think about themselves. I have this for you. If you can make your story their story, you win. If you can make your story their story, you win. I put it this way as a math equation. Your story plus their story equals winning. So a good episodic story you will use to bridge to get the audience to think about their story. And I'm going to give you a couple examples of that. I'll go ahead and do an example for you guys. This is a version of my speech that I did in the Great American Speak Off that got me all the way down into the top 12. Did you guys know that in the Great American Speak Off, we only had 60 seconds? We only had 60 seconds to do a complete speech. And so I told an episodic story for about 25, 30 of those seconds, and then shifted into making my story your story. And then I ended with a call to action. The call to action is, what do you want the audience to do? Now, in a 60-second speech, I was not sending them to my website. I was not selling them a product, but I was leaving them with an actionable step for the future. All right. So see if you can pay attention to all those things. See if you can pay attention to my story and how I take you into a moment of time where you know where I am, what's going on, and how I feel about it. And then see if you can see the moment where I'm trying to get you to think about your story. All right. So this is a version of it. It's not always 1,000% the same. In 22 minutes, everything that I worked for my entire life was stolen from me by people who claimed they love me, people that I trusted and that I put on the board of directors of my company. And I'll never forget that moment that I was sitting in that board meeting and I was staring into the faces of betrayal, and I was feeling like I was having one of those out-of-body experiences. You know, Angela, the kind where you're looking down on your life, but it's not really happening to you. And sadly, I can look at the faces of all the people in the VIP room here, and I know that I'm not special. I know that every single one of you has experienced betrayal. And if I could just teach you one thing today, it's that betrayal can be a gift if you let it, Tanya. Steve, it can be an open door to a better future that you can't see at the time. And so, my friends, the next time that life knocks you down, I want you to get up quicker. I want you to leap through that open door as if your life depended on it, because it does. So that's a version of it. In fact, when I did it at the finals, when I got to do it in the top 30 in front of Grant Cardone, I changed it. You can also write this down. Play to your audience. What I know about Grant Cardone is that he is a dominant personality type who very much wants his title to be billionaire Grant Cardone. And he cares about himself and his event. So when I did that speech, I tweaked a couple of things to play to his ego, you might say. And I was number 12 out of 30. And he said after I finished, she's an absolute yes for me. She's the first person in here that gets my audience. Want to know why? because here's how I changed it. I said to the judges, instead of saying I can look at the people on Zoom and I know you've experienced betrayal, I said, I know all 4 of you judges have experienced betrayal. And Grant, if I could stand at GrowthCon in front of 40,000 people, guess how many he said were going to be there? 30. So I said 40 to stroke his ego. I was strategic. If I could stand on stage in front of 40,000, actually I said betrayal can be a gift if you let it. In fact, I'm only here in the semifinals of the Great American Speak Off in front of billionaire Grant Cardone because of that betrayal. And so if I could stand on GrowthCon stage in front of 40,000 people and teach them just one thing, Grant, I would teach them this, that betrayal is a gift if you let it. It's an open door to a better future. And so when I finished, he was like, yes, she gets my audience. Why? Because I played to him. I mentioned him. I called them the billionaire. I told him I'm only here in front of you because someone stole my company. And I actually know that he's had things stolen from him. I researched him. And so playing to your audience is really important. My speech is very different if I'm doing it in front of Grant or if I'm doing it in front of 3,000 people. The line is very different, but the line is always the same. That is my bridge line to get you guys to think about yourself. In VIP, put betrayal in the chat if you thought about betrayal. If you thought about your own story. Yeah, I see Tanya. That was my point, right? Point of an episodic story was to get you to think about your own story. Some of you get to learn how to do this because you want to be a speaker, because you want to share your message and you've been through something that like no one can believe how bad it was, what happened to you. That's great. But if you cannot learn the skill to then bridge it so that we think about ourselves, it really doesn't matter. Because people don't care about your story. They care about theirs. And they care how can you help them, not just inspire them because you got through it. You've got to get them to think about themselves. So did I take you into a moment in time? Where was I? Was everybody clear where I was, what was happening, and how I felt about it? Yeah. I was in a boardroom. I was having members of my board steal my company from me. It happened in 22 minutes. And then how did I feel about it? I felt like I was having an out-of-body experience while I was looking down on myself. And hopefully if I've done my job right, now all of you guys are like, oh yeah, I had that happen to me before. Man, I remember when I had something so traumatic that I felt that. That's why I say it, so that you will think about your own life. That's what an episodic story will do. Then I bridged, made it your story by saying everybody's felt betrayal, got you to think about your betrayal. And then I had my call to action. When the next time life knocks you down, because it will, get up faster, leap through that open door. Remember, like, you're doing pretty good today. So obviously when I have more time, I can anchor in a whole lot more points. So where I was and how I felt about it. Yes. Now let's talk a little bit about, actually, before I do that, I want to show you a Les Brown video because we should just always watch Les Brown because he's so amazing. Couldn't find your video. Video can't find my video. Oh, why can Vimeo not find my video? Can you see if you can fix that? Do I have to log in? Well, hold momentarily. I've never had that happen before where I can't access the video that we have of Les Brown. I'll share it with you in a minute because he does a great job of the same thing. He takes you into a moment of time that changed his whole life. And he does a great job of telling the story with his body. Like I shared earlier, he does a great job of pacing and talking fast and being energetic. And then he knows when to pause. He holds an audience in the palm of his hand. He is so good. Hashtag more Les Brown. I love it. All right. Well, we're figuring that out. Oh, okay. Looks like Marcelo got it. Verify to continue. Confirm that you are human. Okay. I have confirmed that I am in fact human. It should work. I don't know why I had to confirm myself. All right. This is Les Brown, one of the greatest motivational speakers that has ever lived. He's just so brilliantly phenomenal. And if you want to, you can drop in the chat any of the things that he's doing that you've learned.
All right. I told Mr. Washington I wanted to become a disc jockey. Someone asked me to tell this story. And he said, Les Brown, he said, if you want to do anything worthwhile in life, You've got to be hungry. And so I started working to develop myself. He said, I want you to practice every day being a disc jockey. I said, but I don't have any job now. He said, it doesn't matter. He said that it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So every day I was working to develop myself. And that's what you must do. And as I was working to develop myself, I applied for a job as a disc jockey, WMBM on Miami Beach. I went to a guy named Milton Butterball. I said, how you doing, Mr. Butterball? I'd like to get a job as a disc jockey. He looked at me, he said, do you have any broadcast background? I said, no, sir, I don't. Do you have any journalism background? I said, no, sir, I don't. He said, we don't have any jobs available. I said, yes, sir. I went back to Mr. Washington and I told him. He said, don't take it personally. He said, most people are so negative, they will have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, go back again. So I went back again. I said, how you doing, Mr. Butterball? My name is Les Brown. He said, I know what your name is. What do you want? I said, I'd like to know whether or not you have any jobs for disc jockey, sir. He said, didn't I just tell you yesterday we didn't have any jobs? I said, yes, sir, but I know whether or not somebody got laid off or somebody was fired, sir. He said, no one was laid off or fired. Now get on out of here. I came back the next day. Hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He said, fine, what do you want now? I said, I'd like to know whether or not you got any jobs, sir. Didn't I tell you the last 2 days we didn't have any jobs? I said, yes, sir, but I don't know whether or not somebody got sick or somebody died, sir. He said, no one got sick or died. Now don't come back here and throw me out again. I came back the next day like I was seeing him for the first time. I said, hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me with rage. He said, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. And I went to get him some coffee. After a while, I would give their lunch and dinner, and I would go in the control rooms and take the disc jockeys their food, and I would not leave until they would ask me to leave. Then they started trusting me to pick up entertainers that came to town. Entertainers like the Four Tops and the Temptations and Donna Ross and the Supremes. I would drive them all over Miami Beach in the disc jockeys' big long Cadillacs. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. And one day, one Saturday afternoon, while I was at the radio station, a guy named Rock was drinking while he was on the air. I was the only one there, looking at him through the control room windows, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, Rock, drink. Drink, Rock. I'd have gone to get him some more if he'd asked me to. Pretty soon the phone rang, and it was the general manager. And I answered the phone. I said, hello? He said, Les, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend, Cassandra. I said, y'all turn up the radio and come out on the front porch. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes, and I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, do you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and don't say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get behind those controls. I put on an old Stevie Wonder record called Fingertips. I sat down behind that turntable. I said, look out, this is me, LB Triple P. Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction, a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I was hungry. You gotta be hungry.
Oh, I can watch that a million more times. So good. So good. Oh, I'm freezing. Those of you who are in my speaker program, we've been talking lately, Steve, right, about making sure that you guys have one through line message. It's one of the things that a lot of pastors don't know how to do. They don't have a one through line message of their speech. they'll go up and preach that day and they'll preach a great message, but people leave and they're not sure what to remember. Les Brown wants you to remember, you got to be hungry. That's it. His message is always, you got to be hungry. And he does such a great job of sharing the story and then making you be like, oh my gosh, I need to learn to be hungry in my life. I got to do that. He's so brilliant. He does such a good job of telling the story with his body. And he's doing it long before, he's like story pacing. He's doing it long before he's even talking about it. He starts pacing like 3 lines before he says, and there I was pacing back and forth. He's already doing it. He's already taking us into the story with his body, which is really cool. Honestly, what you guys said, making the audience laugh, art of storytelling, smiling. I like his words, speaking fast, clear, energy, hands up and down. And then he knows when to pause. I like when he goes, yes, sir. And he like takes a pause, leans back and smiles. Repeats until he gets to the job, persistence, will to win. I do not know exactly where it's taken place. Yeah, crazy pants size of an audience. I think it was 60,000 people. Act like he's driving his hands. Yep, his body language. Drink, rock, drink. Yeah, it's great. He's very confident. And he talks about it's better for you to be prepared for an opportunity that doesn't come than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Yeah. Be hungry. Yes. And that's what he's known for. That all of his speeches will just boil down to being hungry. And that's like the skill that he wanted to teach the world, is being hungry. Let's watch this section really quick. I've never actually watched it a second time, but I feel like I want to show you guys. Look at how he starts to pace so early.
They would ask me to leave.
So early on, before that drink, rock, drink, he's already pacing.
And one day,
he's already doing
one
it.
Saturday afternoon, while I was at the radio station, a guy named Rock was drinking while he was on the air. I was the only one there, looking at him through the control room windows, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink.
Isn't that great? Like, he was already pacing before he's telling you that that's what he was doing. He was already preparing us, already setting up our brains. He moves like a hungry shark. He's so brilliant. He's so brilliant. I got to see him be the opening keynote at like a 3-day event a couple years ago. He did it virtual. He wasn't in person. And he was saying like the same speech I've heard 1,000 times, and the way he tweaked it to fit that conference and to set people up for the offer makes him a genius. So at Master the Stage, I'm going to teach a section to you guys called How to Win with Event Planners. And he is so phenomenal winning with event planners. I could see why everybody always wants him at their events. Not only does he get the audience excited, but he is so good at framing the audience's mind on whatever journey the event producer wants to take that audience, which is really, really cool. Oh my gosh, day 2 is almost over. Where's the time go? All right, let's teach you the before and after storytelling. Okay, so we talked about the episodic storytelling takes people into a moment in time. You know where you are, what's happening, how you feel about it. Point of an episodic story is to get the audience to think about themselves. A before and after story shows people exactly that. It shows people before something happened to you and after something happened to you. The point of a before and after story is, shocker, to get the audience to think about themselves. So a point of a before and after story is to get the audience to think about themselves. So if Steve, we know Steve wants to work with veterans, let's say, you know, he's going to tell a before and after story. He's going to talk about, you know, hey, before I realized all these tips I'm going to teach you on how to step out of a PTSD moment, before that, my life was this, it was chaos. And he can take us even into an episodic moment in time when before it was like this and this was going on and I couldn't handle it. And then you know what happened? After I learned these skills, now I wake up with a smile every day and so it's telling a before and painting before and after pictures so that the audience has buy-in for what? Themselves. You want to get the audience to see themselves in the before because that's probably where they are right now. Like for sure for Steve, the people that he wants to work with, they're stuck in the before moment. And so another point of that is to inspire them in their current circumstances. Hopefully I've done that for you guys. The last couple of days, I've painted a before and after picture for you guys. Hopefully I've inspired you of like, my company was stolen. I mean, I was knocked down to the ground hard, but I wouldn't change any of it with where I am now. So hopefully that's inspiring you with your own after story. Like if you guys really do this, you can do this. You'd be crazy not to do this. You've got to come to master the stage. You've got to continue to train to be a speaker. So hopefully I'm getting you to think of your current situation and painting your own after picture and going, whoa, if I healed myself of PTSD, what could that look like? Or my client Liz, who helps women who are struggling with trauma of abortion. Like, oh my gosh, what if I could do that? Dawn the Finisher Shannon, I relabeled you. Did you see that yet? Dawn the Finisher Shannon, she helps people who are really great at starting projects, but can like never finish them. She creates finishers. She helps people become finishers, which so many of us want to do. And so hopefully if Dawn does a before and after, well, that person's going to think about, oh my gosh, how's it going to feel to be me when I become a finisher, when I accomplish these things? So that's another point of a before and after story. The world's best speakers, shouldn't be an apostrophe there. That's a typo. The world's best speakers get the audience to think about themselves. Think about themselves. Once again, because speaking is actually really not about you. You learn to be a dynamic storyteller and you learn to craft things. And you learn to teach people about themselves. All right, I have 2 more things to teach you today. So I better race and button hook what I've got going on with you. And then tomorrow, we're going to get to the section where we're going to structure everything, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to work on the actual structure of your speech. And tonight, we're going to take storytelling to a whole new level. I'm just telling you guys, if you don't have VIP, you're out, because tonight, you guys are going to get a chance to work on your own stories with our trainer, J. Lauren Norris, who is the greatest storyteller I've ever met. Like he is, his zone of genius is helping you take your story and tell it in a like better way. His whole thing is tell better stories better. So he's going to help you to do that. And so right now I want to teach you about call to action. Call to action, call to action, call to action. Oh, and I just realized my call to action pages didn't end up in the workbook. So I want to talk to you a little bit about a call to action because tonight when J. Lauren works with you guys, he's going to want you to have a call to action. Now, what is a call to action? A call to action when speaking on stage is a specific next step you want your audience to take after your talk. You know, in my 60 seconds, I'm telling them, hey, next time life knocks you down, right? It's not necessarily what they can go and do right now to change their life, but it should be an actionable step. It's you call to action. You're like going, hey, go do this. That's what the call to action is. It should be clear. It should be compelling, and it should be actionable. And it should be based on what you just shared. Okay. That's called the speaker through line. I'm going to teach on that at Master the Stage. But if my call to action at the end of my, let's say I did that 60-second speech and I'm like, the next time life knocks you down, this, and you know what? The Bible would help you. So join my Bible challenge. Go to BibleRevival.tv. That would not make any sense. That would throw people for a loop because I'm talking about betrayal. And then I'm like, now come read the Bible. So you got to make sure that your call to action lines up with what you just spoke about. Okay. There's different call to actions that you can have. Like one is, you know, hey, join my Facebook group. Like last night, the people that were in VIP, we were getting you to join the Facebook group. It could be join this website, join my school group, join this community where you can connect with like-minded people. It could be follow me on social media. It could be, you know, go to Instagram at The Summer Day. However, we talked last night about that not being the strongest choice because now people are engaging with Instagram and you don't own that data. And my friend just lost her 1.6 million Instagram account like this. She's been trying to get it back for months. She might not ever get it back again. If she had 1.6 million emails, that would be totally different. So it could be that you do something where you have them take action right away. A popular one is, hey, pull your phone out right away. Look at that screen. It's got a QR code. So grab that QR code. So it could be something where you have them take out their phone and do something. It could be you have them take out their phone and say, hey, I just taught you about the power of, encouraging other people. Take your phone out right now and don't think about it too long. Text one person right now that you haven't encouraged in a while. So that could be an actionable step. It's an actionable thing that they're going to do. Could be an opt-in on a free gift. So we did talk about, it could be an opt-in, like for me, my Bible challenge. It's a free Bible challenge. It could be grab my free app, opt into this free ebook that I have, or you guys are actually in an opt-in. This is a free opt-in for a challenge, right? Hopefully, I'm delivering valuable content at the cost of your email address. Some of you, like Dawn, I might email for 3 years and then eventually you will become a client. And I know that, and that's okay. I'm just here for you when you need me, here for you when you're ready. Although don't wait 3 years like Dawn did. And so that's what this challenge is an example of, a free opt-in. So, and I deliver. In case you guys never heard, give your best stuff away for free. Sometimes people are like, oh, but I shouldn't teach that, or I shouldn't this. Hopefully you guys feel like I'm giving you my best stuff, showing up and trying to teach you the best that I can. So that's a free gift. It could be download my free ebook, download my free guide. Sometimes call to actions are, you are selling from the stage. You are selling from the stage. So an example of that is what I did earlier. I had a call to action, which was your next step is go buy your Master the Stage ticket. You would be crazy to let our journey end tomorrow, right? You're here because you want to be a speaker. How much longer are you just going to try to binge free stuff all the time? Pay $97 and watch what actually happens with your life. When you invest 3 days with us, when you invest that money, that's seed in the ground. It's good seed for you, your speaking, and where God wants to take you next level. So that's another example of a buy-in or an opt-in. Another one that people do is like book a call. So some coaches will say, hey, book a call. That's an example of a call to action. If I'm coaching you, it's not one I actually tell people to use. I don't think book a call does a good job of growing your email list. It's better to have something else. Now, also at Master the Stage, I have a whole session where I'm going to go into and break down all the different call to actions. And I'm going to use AI to help you guys create that. Drop AI in the chat if you would love to literally have a session where you're on your computer with me and I help you create it. Because that's what we're going to do at Master the Stage. I will help you create your own opt-in. And then we talked a little bit yesterday. Some of you have no idea, like, how do I do an opt-in? How do I do that? How do I have a landing page? I liked your landing page that I put my email in for the challenge. How do you do that? Well, my husband has a company called Agio Designs where he can help you with that. He has Agio Designs. They build our landing pages. You will have to pay money to somebody in order to have those things, in order to have a website, have a landing page. None of those are free anywhere. You have to pay some software place to do it. So we would love for you to just jump on with us, use Agio Designs. And we have services from do it yourself. You can very easily watch videos to build your own. It's not actually that hard to learn to build your own. Or we have like services if you just are like, oh my gosh, please build me a book funnel. Like we talked to Tanya yesterday. It just depends on what you want. Marcel, do you want to throw that in the chat? You can throw Agio Designs in there if any of you are interested, and we'll go more into that at Master the Stage as well. Another type of a call to action would be like, share this video. If you like this message, share this video is a optional call to action. So just some pro tips for doing call to actions. Number one is you got to make it really clear, right? Really clear so there's no confusion. Hopefully none of you are confused when I say your next step is grab your ticket for Master the Stage, right? There's no confusion. A lot of times you want to create urgency. Now you guys saw me do that yesterday. I was like, look, I'm creating urgency. The first 5 are going to be guaranteed to get a chance to work with me. Urgency today, you guys, is sometimes I've actually been able to work with up to 10 people on a call. So that could happen. And if you're in the top 10, I just go in order. Here's another thing. I've done it before where the first 4 of the 5 didn't even show up. Bought their ticket. They did not show up. So I worked with somebody who was number 12 on the list. So if you did not get your ticket yet, you still have that opportunity to get coaching from me. If you get on that list, sooner is better. So that's creating urgency. Use emotion in your call to action. I've done that with you guys. I've said, look, like now is the time. You are here because you're called to be a speaker. I've said to you guys, who's going to pay the price if you don't? Now, this is not about using people to manipulate them. I'm not manipulating you guys. I'm just being real with you. Like you are here because you've been sitting on this dream of being a speaker, some of you for 2 decades. In fact, drop in the chat. How long have you known you were supposed to be a speaker? How long have you been sitting on this speaker dream? How long? I worked with a beautiful client named Helen. She was sitting on becoming an author for 20 years. And we helped her publish her book last September. It was amazing. Her book is so good. I became a book doula, and I didn't even know she was good. And she's a brilliant author. Oh my gosh, we've got 20 years, 5 years, 32 years, long time, 30 years, 20 years. God called me to, I didn't want to speak. That's awesome. And so my job is to just hold a mirror up to you and say, are you going to wait another 32 years or 5? Are you even going to wait one more? Do not wait anymore. Don't be one of those people that goes to the grave with their dreams dying with them. Because for you, you have a responsibility. As Les Brown says, you have a responsibility to manifest the greatness in you because there's people behind you that are waiting for it. If you sit on this dream of being speaker, who are you hurting and who are you making wait another year, another 5 years? So this is awesome. So another pro tip is to engage them physically, as I told you earlier, like, hey, 5, right? I'm going to take only the top 5. So you're using your body to anchor in what you're saying. And then it's really good to leverage technology. Drop this link in the chat, scan this QR code. Gone are the days of like, here, pass around a clipboard and put your email on there. Although I've still seen it. I saw it over the weekend. There's a speaker. She's collecting emails on a thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just create a landing page. And then you don't have to type all those in later, right? So crazy. So those are the different call to actions that you can do. So make sure that you guys are clear in the VIP, that you guys are really clear, okay, on what your call to action is. All right. Do any of you want coaching really quick on your call to action? So we could use somebody as an example. Let me see. Let me go back to gallery. Tanya's waving me down. All right, Tanya, saw you first. Bethany, I'm so glad you're here. Good to see your face. Bethany won 2nd place in our last speaker competition. She's pretty awesome. Maybe I'm going to pull you up, Bethany, to have you tell everybody why they have to join Master the Stage, because Bethany was the last person to join Master the Stage last time. She heard about it from a friend and like clicked in like 2 minutes, or was it 2 minutes after we started? I don't know. I'll bring her up in a second. Actually, Tanya, hold on, because I'm already talking to her. I'll bring her up for a second here. Beautiful Bethany. Hello, darling. How did you end up on the Master of the Stage? She got 2nd place in the whole competition, you guys, and she wasn't planning on competing. She didn't know what she was getting herself into. You just ended up there. Remind me how that happened.
Yeah, well, somebody mentioned it and I don't even think you knew this summer, but like a day or 2 before that, I walked away officially from my job at the church. And my friend sent me a microphone in the mail 24 hours before I heard about this whole thing. And I'm like, and he was just like, why don't you go and just try it? I'm like, okay, I'll just try it. If I like it, I'll stay on, but I can also always multitask. And then, yeah, you would know that changed. Summer just draws you in.
You just drew me in. Vice versa. Like, it was really special what happened with Bethany, because I had never met her before. I didn't even know who she was. And we had like about 100 people all on virtually. I was in person with the in-person people. And then I took a share from our awesome friend Brenda of like what was like her takeaway or something from the breakout sessions. She's like, mine is this girl named Bethany, and I can't wait for her to share her story tomorrow in the competition. And I said, well, why should we wait then? Where is this Bethany? Someone pulled Bethany up. Bethany, you're going to tell your story right now. And so that's how Bethany came into our lives. And then she told her story, and I'm bawling my eyes out. Like, I had to walk off the stage to compose myself because I was bawling my eyes out, because she's a brilliant storyteller. and her story is so compelling, and she has every reason in the world not to be a speaker. And what she does is she slam dunks on your guys' fear or your excuses or anything that you could throw up. If Bethany takes the stage, then you have no excuse. And that's what I love about you is when you take a stage, like fear gets stomped. Like people have to shut up. They have to. They can't have excuses anymore. Why? Will you tell people some of your opportunities to be challenged, you might say, that could get in the way of you being a speaker?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was born with Charge syndrome, and I used to do some speaking back in the day, so to speak. And I could see better. So I'm currently losing the rest of my vision and hearing. However, God can move and do that. So I'm
Okay, I gotta
rephrase
pause
that.
you. I gotta pause you. I gotta
There
coach
we go. I knew
you.
that. Dang it.
I gotta smack you.
Okay, here we go.
When I was diagnosed with epilepsy, I said, I've been diagnosed with epilepsy, but I don't know when or where God's going to heal me. So you're going to say, a doctor has told me I'm going to lose all my sight. I'm standing on the promise of Jesus that he's going to heal me. And that is the only thing allowed to come out of your mouth, girlfriend. You are not losing. You do not ever say again, I'm losing the rest of my sight. No, it may happen, but you ain't speaking it into existence at all. You're going to tell people, I had a doctor tell me that I may lose all my sight, but I'm standing on Jesus to heal me. And you speak that till he heals you, or you lose all your sight, and then you just don't shut up. Because she made me a promise that as long as this works, she will never stop talking. But so losing your sight, you were told, and then losing your hearing, you were told.
Yes, both.
Right?
And with that, when that started happening, I was like, well, speaking's out, like on stage. And I just kind of, when I got the news, it just shattered everything. Like I'm a mom of 3 boys too. So I was just trying to like, how am I going to survive, kind of thing. And so I went through a while where I just didn't want to show my face like anywhere. And then I tried to do like, just videos, and I couldn't even look right where I needed to. And people would make fun of my eyes. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not showing my face anywhere else again. And I took a church job, which was like behind the scenes. And God told me eventually that I couldn't do that anymore. And then I had to do virtual stuff, which made me, I had to be on camera. And so all this happened right when Summer's event came up, and it was amazing, the timing of it. And I'll tell you this, I did not come, and Summer knows this, I did not go on this event to compete. I even told Brenda, because we were in the very beginning session together, and I said, I don't have anything prepared. Do we have to? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm going to try to fade into the background and nobody will notice. And that didn't work out either.
You didn't tell me that. You said I'm going to try to fade in the background. And then
I had nothing planned.
She's the only person I did this to, guys. She was the only person that out of nowhere, not during the speaking competition portion, I was like, great, let's do it right now. Who's this Bethany person? No,
I was so mad.
I didn't know that. You were going to hide in the background. Look at you. Yeah. You make people have to shut up because there's people watching right now. And that's what they've tried to do for years, is hide in the background. And when you take a stage, they're like, oh, crud. It's like Holy Spirit goes, they can't hide in the background anymore. They realize what I tell them. It's selfish. And if Bethany can take a stage when doctors have said she might not hear anymore or see anymore. And I said, awesome, let's deal with the cards the Lord deals you. And if you can't hear and you can't see, we'll charge double for the tickets. Because like, come on, who does not want to go see someone speak on stage that can't even hear themselves speak and doesn't care? You're just not stoppable. The world wants to see that. It's crazy because your video just got all blurry. Sorry. I can't see your face anymore. There you are.
I don't even know. Okay.
If I didn't say anything and you did your whole speech blurred out, you're so talented, no one would care. You are so talented, no one would care. Okay, Bethany, so really quick, if there's somebody who's on the fence, they haven't bought a ticket yet for Master the Stage, what would you say to them?
I'm taking a minute just to hear what God would say to me, but you only get this one life. You only get that moment that God decided to put breath in your lungs. And the way he breathes into you every single day, he's given you a story. And when we choose to not share, regardless of how that looks like, we're losing that moment that he's given us. And so my tagline has always been step out and thrive and go chase beauty. And now I get to do that. Like Summer's given me the tools and the resources and the avenue and the community and the encouragement and the kick in the butt when I need it as well to do that. And that is where I feel most alive. So have you found that place in your life where you feel most alive, where you know, wow, God is using me, God is using my mouth, God is using my story. And if you haven't, why haven't you? And you'll never know until you take that step of faith. And we're right here with you. You're never alone. We're right here with you. And we're a pretty good family, I think. We're a pretty good community. So we'd love to have you.
So good. You're making me cry. Like every time you talk, you made me cry. The fact that you paused and you just took a deep breath and you're like, I just really want to hear from the Lord was so beautiful. The end of the story, you guys, is when I found out Bethany's story, when I found out her real story that she had spoken before, and then she stopped for 2 years because she got so freaked out of that potential diagnosis. Right there in front of everybody, I was like, well, Bethany, the way to crush fear is you got to do it. So we need to get you on stage as soon as possible. I know somebody who happens to have an event in a couple of months. It's called Fear into Faith. And we're going to get you on that stage because you have to speak on stage. Will you come? Will you speak on stage? And she said, yes. I said, want to know whose event it is? And she said, yeah. I said, it's mine. I said, I want you to come speak on my stage at my event. And she was like, what? And then we really wowed her socks off because our community is so awesome. We fundraised the money for her and her 3 boys for their airfare and everything for them to come. And so her boys got to sit in the front row and watch her mom speak on stage, which was really, really special. So that's how awesome our community is. And our community loves you. And I love that you love our community right back. And we can expect big things. I told Bethany that she's the female Nick Vujicic, and y'all better watch out. A billion people are going to know who you are. I'm so glad you were here today.
Yeah.
I know.
I
I didn't
want
know
to be
you
here.
were here. I was planning on her sharing. That's another thing that makes you a great speaker is when you're flexible with your agenda. You allow the Holy Spirit just to move. So thanks for being here. Yeah, I just adore you.
Love you too.
Make sure you're planning on coming again in September. We got to get you. I feel like we can't have Fear into Faith again without you. It's like not possible. So, all right. Or, just move to Texas, live on my block. Oh, Steve says this alone was worth the price of admission. I love it. I love it. Bethany, I just told Marcel the other day, we don't have your speech from the competition anywhere. When those people were looking for a speaker, I wanted to send it to them. So I told Marcel, we have to get that on our YouTube. Everybody here right now is like, show us the speech. I'm sure, write speech in the chat. You guys want to see Bethany's speech. So I'm like, we have to get that up there so that it's there, that one and the longer one that you did at the event. So that's one of the things that Marcelo and we're going to have our team work on happening. All right. We're going to coach Tanya really quick, and then we'll button hook and I'll give you guys homework. Tanya, call to action. You weren't sure. So let's coach you through it. What are you thinking?
Your next step is to go to Amazon and order my books called The Power of Choosing Love by James and Tanya Wheeler, and get your marriage in order and healthy and healed and blessed.
All right. Hold on one second.
I don't know. That was good.
I'm looking something up for you. Hold on.
Can I do both? Like book a call too? Because I would like that. But
you do not ever do 2 call to actions, right? Simple, clear, concise, and only ever one. Unless you have like a big 60-minute keynote, and you're doing one, 20 minutes in, and then you do one at the end. But most of you guys, you will never want to do more than 1 call to action. You have to say it again because I had a thought and I just forgot what it was. Say it again.
Your next step is to go on my Amazon and order my books called The Power of Choosing Love. You will have a blessed and healthy, loving, fun marriage.
Oh, that's not what you said. You said something else with the word marriage. Do you remember what it was?
Healthy, whole, healed, loved, healthy.
It was like marriage on the go or something. What was it? It was so good.
Was it fast?
It was really good. We can watch the replay and see what it was. So
Yeah.
what I would do for you, and we talked about this last night, never send anyone to Amazon. Your call to action, you guys got to build your email list. You got to build your own platform. So this is what I was doing. I don't think it's Marriage on the Go, but we'll just use Marriage on the Go as an example. So what I did is I went over to GoDaddy to see if Marriage on the Go was available. The best call to action are short, sweet, and quick. And so if you had marriageonthego.com, and you could say, you know, your next step is to go to marriageonthego.com, and I want to bless you with the first 2 chapters of my book. So
I have actually Believing for a Better You with GoDaddy website. Believing for a Better You.
Believing for a Better You is kind of long. Marriage on the Go is kind of long. 3 words is best. 3 words or less, short, and everyone could spell it. Believing is not a word that everybody can spell.
Yeah.
So is marriage kind of. Marriage is sometimes people mess up that A and the I and all that kind of thing. So I'll give you examples of mine. I have my ebook is called Fire Your Fear. My website is Fire Your Fear Now. All of them are really short. Everyone can spell it. I have masteryourmouth.com is a short one. So all of my domains are short. Master Your Voice Challenge is a little long. And that's because I cannot get a hold of the lady that owns masteryourvoice.com. She has a really old landing page that used to be for singing, and there's no opt-in. It's like, put your email here to grab this. I can't even do that. I can't find her. It's so frustrating. So it is a little long, but like Fear Crushers. So when I did
what about the power of choosing love? Because I had that.
Way too long. The power of choosing love is way too long. Shorter is better. So short, quick landing pages, regardless of what it is. Let's just pretend it's Marriage on the Go, because that's what I grabbed. That's what I would do. And for practices of today, you can say your next step is go to marriageonthego.com and grab the first 2 chapters of my book. And then you can button hook it with what's in it for them. Grab those first 2 chapters of my book if you want, and you can list 3 things out. If you want to have a marriage on fire where you're passionately in love again and your communication is off the charts. So go to marriageonthego.com right now and grab that. Always repeat it again. So I'll do that for you guys one more time. So I would say your next step is go to marriageonthego.com. So I'm telling them where to go. I'm going to tell them why, what they're going to get, where you're going to get the first 2 chapters of my book. And the title is blah, 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 blah. Then I'm going to tell them what's in it for them. What's their buy-in, so that you can have a marriage on fire where you're passionately in love and your communication is off the charts. So go to Marriage on the Go right now and grab that. And then you have one last button hook mic drop line, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to kind of put together the whole framework of what you guys have kind of been walking towards the last couple of days. And then after the stage, we'll super duper deep dive on it.
And we'll get our signature tomorrow, right?
We're going to work through the framework of a signature talk tomorrow. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, beautiful friends. Okay, let me give you your homework. I clicked out of that page to go to GoDaddy. All right. While I'm pulling that up, drop what your takeaway was today. What was your big takeaway? What did you learn today? I'm praying that you guys learned stuff. You should be praying that too. When you speak, you don't just want people to feel things. You want them to learn things. You want them to have skills that they can go, I learned this from Steve. I learned this from Danya, right? I learned this from Sherry Ray. Natasha got her ticket. Woohoo! Way to go, Natasha. I choose to be confident. Awesome. Never go to Amazon directly. Well, don't send someone to Amazon. I've never once said, go buy my book on Amazon, because I'd rather send people to BibleRevival.tv, where they'll most likely sign up for my Bible reading challenge, and then they can get the book from there. If I don't share my message, I'm selfish. So much, but it's okay to fail 100 times. It's an experience. I like that. That's really good, Natasha. Yeah, that's really good. Did you guys like this call to action stuff? I've never broken it down quite like that before. I took some time to to write a new training for y'all. Okay. Oh, I do have a short little video thing for you. Let me see. Really quick. Oh, couldn't find that one either, Marcelo. What's going on? Do I have to log in? So sorry, guys. All my Vimeo videos don't want to work for me. Don't want to let me sign in. So never mind. I'll show you that video tomorrow when I get videos working. I've never had Vimeo not work for me. This is so crazy. Just so you guys know, it's not too late for you to bring a friend tomorrow. Like if you got value today, you will get value tomorrow. So will your friend. They also can still join the challenge and get stuff, get the access to the recordings for the first 2 days. And if you've been with me very long at all, you know I never just do 3 days. I usually do a bonus day the following Monday. I'm actually going to do a bonus day this Saturday. I figure we might have had some people that were at work, couldn't take off, couldn't make it happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of like a, I don't know, a 1, 2, 3 punch, you might call it, on our bonus day, where I'm going to take sort of the best concepts of what I've taught you for the 3 days and kind of reteach them in a different way. It'll be super valuable for those of you that are already there for 3 days. You'll get concepts anchored in. How many of you know you got to hear things more than once? So we're going to do that on Saturday as well. So it's a whole nother reason for you to invite your friends. If they miss, just be like, well, can you make it on Saturday? Can you make it on Saturday? And we're going to do that. Usually I end up going 3 hours on Saturday. So we'll do that at 10 o'clock. There won't be any VIP that night. We'll do Saturday in the day. Be hungry. I love it, Jose. How to activate your voice. Record myself and watch my face and my mouth and my energy. It's okay to talk fast. Make your story their story. These are great, great things. Okay. Homework. This is really weird. I'm not seeing my homework for day 2. There it is. All right. Awesome. Okay, so your homework today, same thing. Some of you did not put a takeaway on your personal page, and I forgot to tell you a very valuable part about that. Put a takeaway on your personal page, put hashtag Kingdom Speakers, so that I can just search Kingdom Speakers and I can see what you guys have put on your Facebook page. So if you didn't do that already, post 1 to 2 takeaways. Tell your people on your personal page, I'm doing this Master Your Voice Challenge. I learned to be a joyful student of failure, hashtag Kingdom Speakers. And then because you get good at speaking by doing it, I want you to go Facebook Live again today. Most of you just went Facebook Live and you did your 15 seconds of enthusiasm. Great job on that. I want you to go Facebook Live today, and I want you to share a true story from your life and take us into a moment in time. All right. You're going to take us into a moment in time. Oh, I know what I forgot. Here we go. I forgot this one section. Hold on. This goes along with your homework. You guys are okay if I still teach you and give more value and don't end on time? Okay. They're shaking their heads. Yes. This right here tomorrow, transformational blueprint. That's what we're going to go through. Okay. And we have this stuff right here for you guys. So yesterday we worked on setup and controlling the environment. How do I make this bigger? I feel like, oh, there it is down there. Here, is that better? Oh, that's so much better. Yesterday you worked on setting up and controlling your environment. We talked about lighting, camera angle, visual background, background noise, your image, your video length. So I want to help you take it up on what we call the basics. Okay. We talked about enthusiasm, right? Being the enthusiastic version of yourself. So today, when you tell an episodic story, make sure you're being the enthusiastic version of yourself. Make sure that you're speaking clearly. Oh, don't do that. Make sure that you're speaking clearly. And then you want to make sure that you're projecting. That's talking so people can hear you, and enunciating. That's like what Ben was doing. He was really moving his mouth a lot and enunciating. And then you want to make sure that you're adding facial expressions and some hand movements. Okay. If you're holding your phone, it's a little challenging, right? Because you only got the one hand. And make sure that you're using that hand. You're like 5 things, or hey, when I was 5 years old, let me just tell you what happened to me. So make sure that you're being conscious of using your hand movements. Okay. So for today's video, where you're telling a true story from your life, show that you've learned these concepts. Be paying attention to your lighting. Tilt your camera down. Camera angle matters, right? What does your background look like? Is there noise? What's your image look like? Okay, you get one chance to make that impression. Video length, no more than 2 minutes. No more than 2 minutes. If I could tell my story in 30 seconds, you guys can tell an episodic story in 2 minutes. Enthusiasm, speaking clear, projection, enunciation, facial expressions, hand movements. Okay. So make sure you get those next basic steps. I'm going to leave that up for a second because people on Facebook don't have this document. So make sure you write those down or jump in and grab the VIP. Why don't you drop that again, Marcelo? Posting on your page, hashtag Kingdom Speakers, going live in the group, telling us an episodic story where you're taking us into a moment of time. Tell us what's going on, what's happening, how you feel about it, and end with a call to action. End with a call to action. Even if Tanya doesn't own Marriage on the Go yet, that's okay. She can still end with it. She can still practice with it. If you guys don't know, say, go grab my really cool resource at blah, blah, blah.com because it's going to help you. It's going to change your life. Like, just practice. It's totally okay. If you don't know what the website is yet, the purpose of it is to open your mouth and just practice that you are learning these concepts of a call to action. Okay. We gave you 6 different kinds of call to actions today. And it can be any of those things that you want. You can lead them to the free group, have them follow you on social media, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. So that's to reiterate for the homework for that. Marcelo, can you drop a name of whoever was super engaged on Facebook for me?
Yeah.
And let's see who is super engaged here on Zoom. I don't have Ashley today. It's weird. I feel like I'm missing my right arm. So good. I don't think we gave anything to Natasha yet. So, Natasha, I don't know how you say your last name. I'm going to give you a prize today from Zoom. Where's your face? There it is. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Since you already have VIP, I'm going to give you our really amazing thing that I love to send everybody, which is this just a phenomenal tripod that you will get. And then you can put your phone on it and then you can do your Facebook Lives. It even has a remote. So you can put it back farther, start the remote when you want to. And then you can also, it acts as a selfie stick. You can use it as a selfie stick. These are the coolest things ever. I've sent a lot of things out to people over the years, and that's my favorite one. So congratulations, beautiful Natasha. And Marcel's going to tell me who is been active on Facebook. Give me on Facebook, though. Okay, hold on. Dawn, you noticed Ashley wasn't here. So cute. Yay, yay, yay. Awesome. And then we have a video we're going to play, and then we'll let you guys go tonight. VIP, 5 o'clock Central. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. People who haven't bought VIP, you're going to want to buy it tomorrow because you're going to hear about it and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I need that replay. And you're going to wish that you were actually there. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to pick somebody from Facebook, and we're going to upgrade you to VIP. And we're going to pick Dylan Williamson. We're going to pick Dylan. Dylan is a 17-year-old boy going through the challenge because he just got baptized over the weekend and told me that he feels like God's calling him to speak. So Dylan, we want to upgrade you to VIP. Hopefully you can come be with us tonight, and then we'll see your face on the Zoom and we'll get a chance to interact with you. I think I'm also going to do one more person because I know I'm having a little favoritism here because I kind of love that kid. We'll do Sharon Dancy too. So Sharon Dancy on Facebook, we're going to upgrade you to VIP as well. So congratulations to Sharon Dancy and congratulations to Dylan Williamson. And if you didn't win, click the button, upgrade to VIP. I promise. If you upgrade to VIP for the 39 and you come tonight and you don't think it was worth it for Jay Lauren, we will refund your money. Like, go ahead and make a liar of me. That's how confident I am in what Jay Lauren will come and do. So for those of you, we'll see you at 5. The rest of you, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll go 10 a.m. to 12 again tomorrow. And then don't forget, we're going to have a bonus day. Go mark your calendar for 10 a.m. on Saturday as well. All right, friends. Marcelo? Marcelo was taking notes. My husband's taking notes while I speak. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah.
She's not here.
I know. Was it Monday? I don't know what that means. Was it Monday?
There's a fun.
Was it Monday? Saturday. We're doing VIP on Saturday. Saturday at 10 o'clock. Yeah, Saturday at 10 o'clock. All right, my friends. I'll see you tonight at 5 for VIP.
Have you ever had an idea, like a really good idea, but you didn't know how to launch it? And you just kind of felt like you're just a good idea store, but no one's coming in buying. I have felt like that for many years until I met Summer Day and her team. She's been able to help me take my ideas and not just organize them, but how to implement them, how to launch them, how to serve people with them. It's helped me to honor the gifts that God has given me. It's actually helping me to move past limiting beliefs that I've had, or areas where I've been stuck, or potholes I have fallen in, to actually serve people.
I've always known that I've had a call to speak. And this was the time in my life where I knew I was ready, but I knew I needed help. And so God, in his goodness, placed Summer in my life right at the right time. And I'm so glad he did, because I'm building up through her trainings, the confidence, and the encouragement, and the specifics to improve what I know I need to be able to be effective to spread God's love and his word to his people.
I met Summer at a women's retreat, and I am starting a clothing brand, and I wanted to learn how to represent that brand well with my voice. And what really got me in, though, was that I want to learn how to speak from this woman who acts like being Christian actually makes a difference. It can affect how you pray, how you speak, how you act, and how you interact with people.
I joined Summer's program because I had been working in my business for like 7 years and found myself really, really stuck. And the wild thing is that I didn't even know I needed Summer, but God knew I needed Summer just at the right time. And I got on a call with her, and within less than 10 minutes, God gave her downloads of how I could market myself that are so out of the box. I'm an artist, and so to be thinking the way she was thinking on how I could market and do things just blew my mind. Since then, it's just been this amazing favor and grace that has been pouring down. I love this community. We're so encouraging, and just the ideas that I get stuck in, I just really want to encourage you to jump in. Join her mastermind group or her speaking group, whatever it is that you need. She's going to be there for you. And she loves the Lord, and the Holy Spirit just moves on her like incredible favor has fallen on her and me. Hope to see you soon.
I joined Master Your Voice with Summer Day because I knew that there was something more that I was created for. Through all the nuances of my life's journey as a mom and a medical provider, I knew that there was something more that could make sense out of the various pieces that I couldn't even make sense out of. And what I've learned through the training is that I have a unique voice to draw out those things that are calling among my colleagues in medicine who need to have someone help bring their voice to light too, to make a difference in all of our patients. And that is why I joined, and I love it and encourage anyone to just find their own voice and learn to speak it with confidence, like I've learned with Summer Day.
I feel like I've needed to learn to use my voice more. And as a coach, and I wanted to learn how to come across to people, and she taught that very well and learned so much and growing. She's amazing at teaching you how to use your voice and your unique you, who God created you to be, and your own message. And that's what I've been getting out of it. It's been so good. Thank you, Summer. Summer Day, her real gifting is working with people live and in person, the tangible. She does amazing through Zoom. Her and her team, they're comprehensive in how they wrap around you with their services, their creativity, and their support. But there's something special about when you work with somebody in person. When you actually rerun something, when you try something new, when you pivot and shift. Her field of favor is really working with speakers live and in person to help them master their voice and bring their story to a stage to move the masses. It really is her gifting. And I am so blessed that I got to receive from her in person. And I can only imagine what it's going to do to your speaking.
Summer Day takes your story and gives you confidence to speak boldly. It's the trainers here that teach you the very skill set to be able to speak on stages. And all my life has been a slow process. Everything that I've done has been growing and learning and preparing for this day. And when I saw Summer go on her 3-day challenge, God said, it's time. Now, hook up with this lady because she knows what she's doing. She's got all the experience, the knowledge, the personality, and everything that I need. So I did. I stopped everything. I canceled everything off my books, and I dove in and gave it 100% everything that I am. And I'm so glad I did because I have learned so much. If you looked at my speeches a month ago before I started this, and my speeches now, you wouldn't even recognize it.
It doesn't matter what program you're in, as long as you're in this community. Oh, these people love hard. They love hard, and they want to see you succeed too. And it's like in the Bible, you know, it says, you know, to come around your brothers and sisters and be in community with them. There's a reason for that, and there's such an amazing display about that. It does not matter what program it is. It's the space and the community that gets drawn in here that just represents what God has been asking us to do as far as coming together as unity and as family.
And you've got a powerful message that the world needs to hear.
It's a total game changer. It helps you to truly, truly accelerate.